Hello, it is once again time for us to come together for a very good cause, WAVAW Rape Crisis Center, a cause that is very near and dear to my heart. Every charity that I get to work with, I'm of course very proud of, but this one in particular makes a life-saving difference in somebody's life during one of the darkest periods that a human being can go through. And even the smallest donation really makes a significant impact. And while we're going to be telling you about the donations you can make here, we're going to be throwing around some big numbers. There was plenty of times in my life that I didn't have an extra $5 to donate to something, but every little bit counts. Every dollar, every bit. Signal boosting is free. We're just getting started, and we're going to be here for a little while, so tell all your friends, tune in. And once again, thank you for having me back, WAVAW Rape Crisis Center. Now, I'm actually going to read my script, because that was off the dome. I'm like, B.Dave opens and starts the hype. Thanks, I don't know. I'm messing with you. Thank you. Also, thank you to Idol Champions for hosting us here. And real quick, before we get too far into this, I'm going to let you all introduce yourselves here. Now, because I am an eldritch creature of chaos, I'm not sure what order you are on the overlay, but I do know what order you are on my screen. So I'm going to call you out in the order that I won't. So for now, just tell the people who you are and who you're playing. You can even give the class. The rest of it, we'll meet you when we get in there. And let's start with a man broadcasting from overseas, Jeremy.
Hello, everyone. My name is Jeremy Cobb. I'm 1/3 of 3 Black Halflings and also the resident DM of 3 Black Halflings. But today I will be playing Vandalin the Bronze.
Die gloriously, Vandalin. And Alicia.
You didn't have to be so fancy, Jeremy. I have to follow you. Hi, everybody. I'm Alicia Marie. You can find me on socials at Alicia Marie Body. It's Halloween, and I'm a costume maker, so I'm pretty much going crazy right now. This is a good release for me. I'm happy to be here. After Halloween, I think I'll sleep for like 2 weeks. But today, I'll be playing one of my favorite characters' cousins. Her name is Shivani, but you can call her Weevil if you want. She is a 25-year-old long-tooth shifter, moon druid, and she's one of my favorite characters that I've never played before. So I have no idea how, so don't embarrass me, Dave.
It's, whatever happens, it's for a good cause, Alicia. And Ginny.
Hi, I'm Ginny D. I have a YouTube channel. I do D&D stuff there. Today I'm actually playing a character that I have introduced on YouTube and have otherwise not played, Nimwin, and she's really annoying, so I'm very excited about it.
Excellent. Noura.
Hi, everyone. I'm Noura Ibrahim. You can find me everywhere on the internet at Nouralogical. I am a professional TTRPG nerd. And today I play Agnes Bumbles, who's a Hexblood shadow magic sorcerer, here for all your sorcery needs.
Sorcery needs.
Sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, no.
I digress.
I want all of it, but we got to get into it. So then you can just like luxuriate in the sorcerousness of it all. Cypher.
Hello, I'm Tanya Cypher. I do D&D stuff. I do TTRPG stuff. I'm making a game, Into the Motherlands, along with B.Dave. I am bringing Fen to the table, a level 20 version of your favorite drow, Dhampir Bloodhunter Warlock.
And last but certainly not least, Char.
Hey everybody, I'm Charlene Bayer. I go by Char. I'm the DM of Tabletop Titties, and I also happen to work at WAVAW. Today, I will be playing Bloody Mary, who is a level 20 ranger / rogue, ready to cause some chaos.
But what happens if we say it 3 times, though? I mean, are you going to appear behind us? Because you're going to get pretty tired with people summoning you all over the world. Yeah.
We'll see. If you donate enough, maybe I'll appear in your own mirror.
Hey, we both know there's a donation tier that we will find a way to put you in somebody's mirror. You know what I mean? If we get there. Today, our chat code is !donate, of course, and this is a haunted version of Streaming for Survivors. Because It is our Halloween one-shot. We're playing level 20 D&D, of course, because it is me, who supports survivors of sexualized violence. All fundraising proceeds from today will be benefiting WAVAW Rape Crisis Center. They are a charity that provides immediate crisis and long-term support services to survivors of sexual assault. No donation is too small. Yes, I'm reading this part because this is the most importantest part. $5 gets a survivor to and from group therapy. $15 funds an hour of text chat support for survivors. And $35 provides an hour of their 24/7 free charge crisis and information line that accepts calls from all over the world. I am going to insert something there. The reason why that's so important is they call support, text support. Not every culture is very open about these things and discussing them. Not even every household is. And so sometimes people literally have no one to talk to about what they're going through. And WAVAW provides that for people all over the planet. And you are helping them do it today. Every $60 provides a survivor with an hour of counseling free of charge. If you happen to have $100 to spare, that covers taxi services to and from the hospital for 5 survivors. If you have $650, that's enough to fund an entire support group for up to 8 survivors, and more than enough to add whatever boss monster you want in the game. But we will talk about that later. I just want to insert this bit because I don't think I'm the one that talks about the monsters. I will put anything in here. We've had a Sararak show up riding a red dragon. We've had Vecna show up. We've had Tiamat show up, both as friend and foe. We've had the Tarask show up. So when you donate, you literally can choose whatever monster you want to show up to help or hinder them. Because once again, it's for the children. But I've rambled far too much, and I will hand it over to the person quarterbacking this whole endeavor, Char.
Woo! I want to take some time to let you all know watching that at WAVAW, we know that trans women are women and that they are also 3 times more likely to face sexual violence in their lifetime. So WAVAW services are available to all people of marginalized genders, which includes cis and trans women, non-binary folks, transgender, genderqueer, and two-spirit people. Our services are all free of charge, and that includes gender-affirming individual counseling. We now have WAVAW Connect, which is text and chat support for those who don't feel safe to call us on the line. We facilitate healing circles and support groups so that survivors can find healing within their communities. And we also provide victim services, so survivors are never alone from the minute that they're in crisis to the end of their healing journey. We've got hospital, police, court accompaniment, and the list goes on and on. We're also able to accompany survivors to their medical appointments, which include abortion appointments, because we do believe that survivor safety and autonomy must include reproductive justice. And I want to say also that the donations you're making today are already changing lives. Before we started the stream, you had already raised enough money to fund over 48 hours of WAVAW's 24-hour crisis and information line, 2 whole days of support. That's fantastic. That call center receives almost 5,000 calls a year. And last year we had a 40% increase in calls because the world is opening back up with COVID being over. What? So every donation that you're making today is helping survivors. So celebrate Halloween by supporting survivors. Every dollar counts. And for everyone who donates, we have some very special gifts for you. And I'll pass it over to Alicia.
Yay. I guess we have a new chat code going up too. Should I mention the actual chat code? Okay, the chat code is free gift. Ooh, the best one. Everyone who donates $10 or more will receive access to a digital TTRPG bundle, thanks to our friends at Hit Point Press, Narcissa Knight, and One Page Mage. Hit Point Press is donating one of their Halloween-themed big bags to include in your home games, and One Page Mage has designed a unique horror adventure just for folks who donate today. Narcissa Knight has donated not 1, but 2 volumes of her Voyfair's Guide to the Verse digital PDFs as well. Idle Champions is also donating a code to unlock chests in their game. To unlock it, just type code in chat. And to gain access to this TTRPG bundle, make sure you select that the charity can contact you when you make your donation. They can contact you. Make sure you mark that. And know that your goodies will make their way to you after our raffle draw on November 11th. So make sure to pay attention to your promotions and spam folders because you don't want to miss out. Throwing it to Tanya.
Who is muted? You are muted, man. Again, it's not a stream. It's not a stream until it happens.
I'm pro streamer, y'all. Been doing this 8 years. Still can't unmute myself on cue. But speaking of goodies, let's talk about raffle prize view exclamation raffle. When making your donation, if you want to participate in the raffle, be sure to select a reward that involves raffle tickets. We have over $8,000 in prizes ready to be given away, and raffle tickets only cost $15, which covers 1 hour of WAVA Connect. We also have a special bundle of 20 tickets available for a $100 donation, which will cover 3 hours of WAVA's Crisis Line. Idle Champions own V and Lauren have donated some hand-painted minis from Paint and Slay, which they literally just finished before this stream. 2 candy corn-themed ropers will be available to win. The prize packs also include legendary bundles from D&D Beyond, Hero Forge custom printed minis, digital horror-themed source books from D&D Beyond like Van Richten's Guide to Ravenloft, Curse of Strahd, and more. In fact, so much more, I need Jeremy to take over. It's all you.
Ooh, here I come with the chat code donate. We've also got prize packs that include beautiful custom dice sets from Peach Pit Dice, a custom character portrait from Oaken Crow Renders, and gelatinous cube dice bags from the Crafty Condor. Ooh, what a crafty condor. Hit Point Press has donated PDF copies of their horrifying carnival setting and source book, Heck nah. And 1985 Games will help you dive into Ravenloft and beyond with their Cursed Lands map packs and horror minis. You can win handcrafted math click-clacks. I'm guessing that's dice. Math click-clacks from Red Devil Works, complete with their own dice bag. And Nonagon Dice has offered to create a fully custom dice set for one lucky raffle winner. But that's not all. There's more. So much more. So much more, in fact, that I need Noura to take over.
Thank you, Jeremy. Prizes also include exclusive and collectible limited edition Streaming for Survivors t-shirt bundles, complete with Canadian Halloween candy, as well as beautiful dice jewelry from Bits and Keys. Bugbear Bubbles will be donating a gelatinous cube soap with a full set of polyhedral dice trapped inside. And you could also win a copy of the Oops, All Draculas game by Jessica Markram. Various digital dice packs from D&D Beyond are available as prizes to help horrify your fellow players and DMs when you play online, including their Vecna set. We also have some extra special rewards available outside of the raffle. Take it away, Ginny.
That's right. There's even a limited number of personal thank you videos available from the cast. That's us. Pick them up for a donation of $100, which is equivalent to getting up to 5 survivors to and from the hospital safely. But hurry, because they're going very fast and they won't be available for long. Speaking of which, if you are watching this on VOD, donations will go towards raffle tickets up until the draw, which is at 11:59 p.m. Pacific on November 11th. You can expect to receive your raffle prizes, digital TTRPG packs, and thank you videos on November 12th. Please give generously to support survivors at WAVAW Rape Crisis Center, whose crisis line receives roughly 5,000 calls a year from across the globe.
And I believe that brings it back to me. Yes. So you can donate to affect the game. If you type in ! change the game, you'll get to see what all of these are. Go to bit.ly/S4S Halloween Haunt to donate, which I'm certain is popping up in chat as we speak due to the seamless, well-oiled nature of this machine we're running. Select the reward to help or hinder the players, just generate chaos and more. Please remember when you are donating to fill out the response to the reward question that pops up, or you won't be eligible to win prizes. So fill that in. I appreciate just giving the money. Thank you so very much. But we want to make sure that everything works the way it's supposed to and that you get what's coming to you, because I assure you they're going to get what's coming to them.
Wow.
I mean, what? What?
This is violence.
It's for correction. It's violence for charity. $30 will gift advantage to someone. I will. Let me see. How can I spice that up a little bit? I'll give it to you as a luck die. not just advantage. You can use it as a luck die if you're familiar with the lucky feat. So anything you can do with the lucky feat, you'll be able to do with your advantage die. And that will cover 2 hours of the WAVAW Rape Crisis text and chat support. $50 will force a wild magic surge. I have an appropriately spooky wild magic surge table ready and waiting already to go. That covers an hour of the WAVAW Rape Crisis line. $60 grants a natural 20, which covers 1 hour of counseling for a survivor. I'm here to tell you, at level 20, the damage gets ridiculous really quickly with those. So if you want to sprinkle those around, I will make sure they have lots of opportunities to use them. $150 is a draw from the deck of many things, which of course is nothing but good things in the deck. For me. So, super happy fun times here. If you're not familiar with the deck of many things, all sorts of things can happen. Like you can become a castle. You can gain a castle and become the leader of a foreign land. You can get magic items. You can get wishes. Every good things like that. You also can fight death itself, lose your soul, or be in prison for all eternity. So, like I said, all good things for me. But yes, please, all of the deck. Wait, just real quick, of you all here, who has never drawn from the deck of many things in a game? Any of you? Ginny never has?
This is a trap.
Jeremy never has?
I never have. I've had people draw from it, but I've never drawn myself.
No, I have.
Of course it's a trap. So yes, Ginny and Jeremy need to discover the bliss and greatness that is the deck of many things. Please.
Deck of many shenanigans.
I beg you.
Please give it to me. Please give it to me.
That covers taxi fare to and from the hospital for up to 7 survivors. And last but not least, $500 adds a boss monster of your choice. As I said before, I will drop whatever you want in here. And even if you want, I can pick something if you like. Just make sure you at least tell me, is the monster there to help or hinder? And I will do literally whatever you ask for. And that covers up to 8 hours of individual counseling. I will just say there's people on this call right now that have donated to things like this to get things to help them and to call in for reinforcements. And that's cool because this is charity. So and this, rigging the deck in your favor is highly encouraged this time. I believe that is everything we got to tell you before we get started. Shar, have we missed anything?
You got it. We've already hit 3 of our goals. We're on the way. We're on the way.
Thank you.
I will just say this one last thing before we jump in. The generosity of this community never ceases to amaze and astound me. We appreciate it. It is very difficult times out there for a lot of people. Obviously, gas prices are out of control and all these other things. And the fact that you all still take the time and donate your hard-earned money to help strangers is a beautiful thing. And I really hope you truly take into your heart the difference you are actually going to make in specific human beings' lives. Now, with that being said, that's my last sweet thing. It's time to be terrible. You all went to bed last night. A normal day. Some of you are notorious adventurers that might have been sleeping in tents under a star-filled sky. Some of you, well-to-do, sleeping in plush, downy beds of comfort. Some of you might have just been sleeping in a humble inn, perhaps tangled up in the arms and legs of a lucky suitor that caught your eye this evening. When you awake, you are not there. Bloody Mary, 2 questions. Where were you when you went to bed last night? And what does Bloody Mary look like?
I went to bed quite late, or one might say early, last evening, haunting the mirrors of various inns as I travel the lands. But I did rest my head on a pillow in one of those chambers quite nicely, with a family sleeping right on top of me. Now, I open my eyes. What am I seeing?
Well, a quick question. What does Bloody Mary look like?
Oh, of course. For those of you who can't see, I have blood red eyes, white long hair, mixed with a bit of black. Jagged glass appears from my arms and face, and I wear a long black robe.
I'm not laughing at you. I've already made the first wild magic roll. Bloody Mary, is you awaken, you find yourself surrounded by mist that goes off in every direction. The outline of houses, grand, stately estates, are on the hill nearby, but all of them just seem just out of reach. And on the ground around you, you see 5 colorful strangers that all just look to be sleeping. Agnes.
Yes.
Where did Agnes go to sleep last night, and what does Agnes look like?
Agnes is a rather tall and lanky person. She's wearing a very high-cut black flowing dress. She's got a hair in pigtails. She's got long black hair, and she's got gray eyes. She had a very it was all right. She was staying at the Meh Tavern. It gets 3 stars. But they have this very beautiful dire rabbit stew, which she really is a big fan of. And that's where she really goes for.
As you open your eyes, Agnes, you see, quite frankly, what looks like a ghost. As described, you see Bloody Mary standing over you, looking at you, and there's a group of people that appear to be sleeping all around you.
Oh, my dear, I was not expecting company. Hello. Usually my services are not until, after I wake up, usually around 10. But if there's something I could do for you, come here, have a seat. Where are my manners?
Services. Mary, pleased to meet you.
Very lovely to meet you. My name is Agnes Bumbles, your sorcerer, at your service. I got love potions. I got anti-love potions. I've got the promotion potions, whatever you need.
Quite the mix-up there. Now, why did you bring me here?
Oh, my dear, as much as I'm loving your company, I was not responsible for this impromptu meeting. It's very strange, if I may say so. And do I look around? We see other people.
Yes, you see 4 people that look like they're sleeping, and you also see these non-specific stately mansions in estates off in the distance, surrounded by mist.
I don't believe I had too much to drink last night. Sometimes if my spell components are off, I can do things like this, but I can assure you this was not of my doing.
Neither mine. I was haunting families left and right. Something's amok.
Is that what you do? You look like you're very good at it.
Thank you.
Are these your friends?
None I've ever been acquainted with, but I'll poke the nearest one to me.
Vandalin, just for everyone's edification, I literally have 3 different screens and different things on each screen. So when you see me I'm looking at different stuff. Vandalin, where did Vandalin go to sleep last night, and what does Vandalin look like?
Yes. Long have I strode across the earth, the fields, turning the minds of mortals and monarchs alike, although most of the monarchs were also mortal, so might be redundant. But my journey most recently took me to a house, a great house of horses, because I did not have money to sleep in the inn. So I fell asleep on some hay, and now I'm here. And I look like a rather old man, but still got it, black don't crack. Long silver beard, beautiful curly hair, as if Frederick Douglass had it relaxed, and a big wizardly hat. Most of my clothing is bronze, probably looking slightly tarnished because I have not cleaned it in a while. And as I said, I am an old man who's just been walking around for a very, very long time.
Vandalin, as you come to, you see the scene is described. Mist, houses off in the distance. This tall, lanky woman and a ghost that is poking you.
Yeah. Is it Tuesday already?
Tuesday, Wednesday. I come at any time of the week.
Hello there.
Hello. Who are you, and what have you done to bring the bronze wizard here?
Well, so far, neither of us have caused this, but Mary, pleasure to make your acquaintance.
Hello there.
I tip my hat.
I am Vandalin, the bronze.
And as I say that, I cast prestidigitation to have the bronze echo. So it goes bronze, 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 bronze. And then you hear a little fanfare that goes in the background.
Weevil, as you are laying here, this noise wakes you up abruptly. But first, where did Weevil go to sleep last night, and what does Weevil look like?
Okay. Weevil went to sleep in a nearby wood. She found a comfortable pack of dogs to lie with. But before that, before she went to sleep, she found the highest rock in the wood she could find. To alert nearby friendly types that all would be okay. And when she found a friendly pack of dogs, she went to sleep. But of course, she wakes up to the rooster crowing. Weevil has big, dark, brown, curly hair with ears, furry ears peeking out, bright gray eyes. She has like sort of this wrapped clothing on, almost as if you could tell that clothing is not something she likes to wear often. As a human, she is rather short, maybe 5'2", but she is a shifter, and she actually prefers her shifted form. When she sits up at the call of Vandalin's horns, she's sort of scratching her neck. Remind me never to find a dog park again. It was fun, but you pay for it the next day, you know what I mean?
I've been there.
I haven't, but it sounds lovely.
Oh, it's great fun. So why am I here? I know sometimes I know what is happening. I know exactly what's happening.
Could you tell us what's happening? I'm a little
None of
confused.
us know.
Beats me.
We are being invited for a great event for amazing adventurers. We are being celebrated for all that we have accomplished together. Right?
Is that what's happening?
Yeah.
Not that I object. I think that's, usually they send an invitation or something.
Bit more fanfare.
Yes. We do seem to have been abducted, which is a strange way to begin honoring someone, though not the first time it's happened to me.
Nimwin. Oh, sorry. No, please. No, finish what you were going to say.
I was just staring at this creature that's still asleep. Is it dead? And Shivani would like to go over and poke. Nice.
There are two such creatures left remaining, both of them having pointed elven ears, but the one you've gone to poke is Nimwin. Same question, Nimwin. Where did you go to sleep last night, and what does Nimwin look like?
I went to sleep where I always do, which is in the library where I do all of my extremely important research. And sometimes I have to stay up late to get it all done, but other times I recognize that me being fresh and prepared to research the next day is the most important thing. So last night I went to sleep nice and early, as one should. And it's very frustrating now to wake up in this place and not know where I am. I'm a high elf, and I hold myself like I know it, and I want you to know it too. And I have a black bobbed haircut, similar to this one that I'm wearing now, and a cravat that is just extremely fancy and always pristinely clean. And I just got a real resting mean face.
Nimwin, you wake up to the scene as described, these colorful characters, with one other thing, Nimwin. You very much notice that last sleeping person is a drow.
who's this sleeping, who is everyone? And I think this person should wake up. I think there needs to be a lot more explanation of what's happening here.
She may be a little bit drowsy. Eh?
Oh,
Hey!
I don't get it.
Finn,
The lowest
This-
form of humor. I'm gonna nudge the sleeping drow with my foot.
Finn, this
Your foot.
terrible joke, which under different circumstances would do ability damage, but you were sleeping. Rouses
It's one of my
you.
specialties.
Where
Ooh.
was Finn sleeping last night, and what does Finn look like?
Fen is a tall drow, purplish skin, white locks with one side of her head is shaved, and her locks are kind of flipped over, and they are white, and the tips are purple. She has blood red eyes. She is a Dhampir as well, so her fangs often show, especially when she gets woken up by being kicked by a high elf. She is wearing a leather coat, armor. She has a very long sword on her back, and she was asleep with his soul. She's like, what is happening here? She,
Finn.
had dinner, they were chilling, and then asleep. And now she's
Yeah.
here.
Finn, one important question. Oh, nope, I just answered my own question. Never mind. When you open your eyes, you
Mhm.
know immediately you're back in the mist. You're back in the dread domains. This place doesn't seem familiar, but that crushing, oppressive weight of this place, which had become a distant memory now that you were living in the lush greenery of the Feywild, immediately snaps back like an old injury flaring up on a cold day. You don't know these people. You don't know specifically where you are, but you know this place.
I grabbed the elf's ankle that's kicking me awake. What are you doing?
Ow! Oh, let go of me, please.
You're lucky I don't cut your foot off.
Yes, that's... Listen, we're all just trying to figure out what's happening, I think.
Was
Yeah,
it
I
you
know
that
what
brought
is
us
happening.
here?
No, I didn't bring you here. I don't want to be here. We're in the mist.
The mists.
The
What's
mists.
Ah,
I have no memory.
It's
of
not
this place.
good.
I'm a little vaguely familiar, but I don't know how we got here. This is not my doing. So sorry
This
for this.
isn't the celebration of all that we've accomplished.
No.
All of you are very experienced adventurers. You've been far and wide. You've heard many things. I leave it up to you whether or not being told you're in the mist means anything to you in particular. Have you been to the lands of the Dread Domains before? If you've even heard of them, that's up to you.
Then I take it back. I know exactly what this is. I know exactly what we're doing here, but I just don't know how we all got here is the thing.
Yes. Oh, I got it mixed up. Yes. Normally, when people tell me I'm misty, they mean that I'm a little confused. But right now, I recognize, yes, we are in a very, very bad place.
We are?
We
How are
are.
you getting these messages? How did you guys know? I am not familiar with this place at all. I'm looking for a chili dog. I'm quite hungry.
Agnes, you feel in your pocket where you keep things a very small handwritten note. It is on very cruel, crumpled paper, but it is written in a very elaborate calligraphy that basically doesn't match this nice writing on this like beat up, scummy paper.
Yes,
It says,
what is? I know. No, I was just, I was looking for a little like a handkerchief or something, and I just didn't realize what this was. What is it? I'm sorry. I did not mean to interrupt.
it says, "Hello, darling Agnes. Visit us at Tina Brom Woods on Mill Street. Hugs and kisses, 3H."
Oh, okay. This makes a little more sense. Yeah, it's a little abrupt. I didn't know that I was going to also be having company, but it looks like we have an invitation. And I do read the letter out loud.
we have something besides an invitation. We have a voluminous number of deck of mini draws, including multiple for Ginny. I would say I apologize in advance, but I think we all know I don't. So, let me just say one other thing that I don't think I said out loud. We only play with one house rule, that a 20 always succeeds and a 1 always fails, even on skill checks. So especially when you're gifting people those natural 20s, you're not just giving them a crit hit, you're giving them like definite success on something. Just put that to the side. So here's how we're going to do this with the deck of mini draws, because there's several already. And if I don't get them out early, like we'll spend the whole time doing that, which is fine because it's for charity. So I am going to shuffle, Ginny.
Oh, God.
You tell me when to stop shuffling.
Is never no, this is going to be great. It's going to be fun. It's for charity.
Yep, it's fun. Hey, there are good things in here. Some.
Oh, God. Okay, stop.
Would you like me to cut or not cut?
Cut.
Okay. We will come back to this at a dramatically appropriate moment.
How dare you?
We have more for Ginny, but I'm going to spread this around a little bit. Let's go to Jeremy. Same thing. I think almost everybody has at least one already. And we've got Noura, Alicia, multiple for Ginny, Jeremy, and Tanya. So Shar, somebody's got to get in there over Shar for this action as well. But Jeremy, please, or I apologize, Vandalin.
Yes, right.
Tell me when to stop shuffling.
Yes, keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Halt!
Cut or no cut?
I always prefer uncut, like my sandwiches.
I thought you were going.
I'm so glad you said
I thought that was going.
Oh, Lord. Yes.
What else could I possibly have meant? What are you talking about?
Vandalin, you hear my lord, my lord Vandalin, my lord. Are you here, my lord?
Yes, I'm here. Where are you? Who are you? Come this way.
Out of the mist, you all see a young man who looks haggard and filthy with like a thick ring under his eyes, like he hasn't slept in quite some time, holding a lantern, comes staggering forward. What god, if any, does Vandalin worship?
Vandalin worships the god of the wizard he wishes he was. He thinks he's a wizard. He's actually a Valor Bard. And he believes so strongly in his own mythos that he has given himself magic powers, essentially.
You see there is basically a hand-painted picture of you on his chest that is a little faded. And he's like, I found you, my lord. I wish to pledge myself into your service. I am Gregory. Because you have drawn the knight card, so you have a level 4 fighter in our level 20 campaign that has pledged himself to you.
Poor Gregory.
With my life and death, I will serve you. If I can protect you, I will. You have my sword.
My eyes fill with tears as I place my hands on either side of his head, and I say,
whatever dark forces have brought you here, Gregory, they did it for good. Stand up and embrace me, boy. Yes, stand up and embrace me, boy. You are the first member of the Vandalin the Bronze fan club.
You see tears streaming down his face, cutting a swath through the dirt that is built up, and he's like, but the first of many.
Okay, stop hugging me. You're very dirty.
I start prestidigitating all the dirt off of him.
Yeah, no, he's filthy. I'm just going to go ahead and say, Chad, y'all know what's going to happen to Gregory. So it's open season in the donations to help this poor boy.
All of my sales to save Gregory.
I just look at Vandalin. Don't get attached.
I'm already holding his hand, wearing matching bracelets. Like,
oh no,
Agnes.
Oh boy.
Say when.
I don't know. I'm really hoping for a good one here, but I want you to keep shuffling just a little. That one.
Cut or no cut?
No cuts.
All right, hang on. Let me put Jeffrey over here in the resolved pile, and I do mean resolved. All right, Off the top. We go.
Preemptively pouring one out for Gregory. What a sweet boy.
We will resolve this one at a dramatically appropriate moment.
Oh, boy.
There you go.
All right.
There's going to be a lot of dramatically moments in this game.
I'll get to them, and it's your turn right now, Weevil. Actually, say when.
Can you just keep shuffling for another hour? Okay.
It's inevitable.
Stop.
Oh, one fell out. That one's for you. There you go. No, this is for you.
Oh.
Fates have decided.
God.
The fates have, in fact, decided. Real quick, if you all would, just say, I'm going to go around the horn here again and say what your race is. Bloody Mary.
Wood elf.
Agnes.
I am a hex blood.
Nimwin.
I elf.
Finn, I know, but let's say it anyway.
Drow Dampier.
And Vandalin.
Variant human thinks he's an angel.
He thinks a lot of things.
Yes.
But
Constantly. It's
You got-
mostly,
Or Vandalin.
it's almost exclusively what I think about.
You do have the voice of an angel, my friend. It works.
Uh,
It works.
That
I
one
start
is
singing Ave
also
Maria.
going to be resolved at a dramatically appropriate moment. And last, but certainly not least, Finn.
Yes.
Say when. One for you, too.
Oh boy. Now,
Cut or no cut?
cut.
All right.
Uh-oh.
I don't like your face there.
Oh no.
I'm going to let you draw again, but I am going to put this one back in the deck. There's one or two, all jokes aside, that are just not fun. That if those happen, it's like, well, this is no longer enjoyable. I'm not going to bury this one. I'm going to put it back. And if fate says it comes back for someone else, it's going to be what it is. But
Ooh.
I'm going to shuffle that one back in. This is charity. It's for the we're helping people.
It concerns me so
was
Can you
much.
say what it
charity there.
was? Can you say what it
'cause
was?
it's back in the deck. So no.
Oh.
Remind me at the end if yeah.
Mhm.
Oh,
Someone
no.
else may get it. Finn may get it again. It's still back in here.
All right, stop.
Just stop. Cut or no cut.
Cut. If it comes up again, I'm gonna laugh.
Finn,
Yes.
as you are looking around here in a very familiar environment that you don't wish to be, you hear the voice of an old friend in your head. You've made your way back to the domains. Good. There's so many deserving retribution, so many whose blood we should bathe in. As the Sword of Chaos reveals himself to you again, as you have drawn the key and gained a major magic item. I need y'all to know, in our stream, The Black Dice Society, Finn had the Sword of Chaos and left it behind and asked in the chat during this very game, do I have the Sword of Chaos? And I said, no, you left it behind. And yet fate has decided it has found its way back to you. Finn, just the ankle-deep mist on the ground just parts, and the black blade is laying there. Yes, take me up again. We shall carve our legend in all who oppose us.
Wow. All right, then. I'm adding it back to my inventory.
You have regained the Sword of Chaos, Finn.
Well,
Excellent.
Seems like a toxic relationship.
it is. It really is. Wow, Nepenthe tried to come with it too when I added it back to my inventory.
Excellent. I apologize if we could production overlords who are keeping track of the deck of mini draws, could you knock one off for everybody? I'm gonna go ahead and tell y'all Ginny still has two, but we're gonna keep those in the queue right now because at some point we got to tell the story. So Agnes, the moment you read, and so many wild magic draws, by the way, I'm kind of keeping those over here to the side. Actually, one of which I can do right now. Finn, as you take up the Sword of Chaos, an odd, cold shudder goes through you. And he says, yes, I've grown in might since we last met in my everlasting crusade against that accursed Lich Vecna. I have learned the language of the dead. I will share it with you, with any corpse you touch. Because Finn, for your wild magic surge, for the next hour, you can cast Speak with Dead on any and all corpses you touch.
Ooh, Mary's right there. Oh, no, she's a girl.
Mary's like, ooh.
Not yet.
As Agnes, as you are reading the invitation, the mists begin to part around you, and you all see a lavishly spectacular city. All of the buildings are gilded with enamel coating. Everything is very finely carved. The colors are bright and vibrant. All of you give me perception checks.
Oh boy,
I'm good
first
at
roll.
this.
The inaugural rolls.
Someone gave a nat 20 to Gregory. I assure
Yes.
you he needs
You
it.
guys are fired.
Vandalin, you do see Gregory just stand up a little straighter and say, I just know that my very first adventure is going to be glorious and without complication.
That's the spirit, my boy.
I put one arm around him.
Well, I hope this isn't foreshadowing because I did roll a natural 1 on that, but it's for a total of 9.
Agnes, you're still trying to figure out why this ink is so nice on this terrible paper here. The rest of you, actually, what Vandalin, what did you get?
I got a 16.
Vandalin, you don't notice this, and Finn, you don't either, but Shivani, Nimwin, and especially Bloody Mary getting a 34. 30 is godlike perception. So Bloody Mary has Daredevil-esque radar that goes out through the town here. Although everything seems wonderful and great on the main street, just off to the side, there are alleyways behind all the houses. And you three notice that only the front-facing side of the house is nice. The backs of all the houses are just busted in and falling apart and propped up by sticks and patchwork. Huge mounds of garbage sit out back, and there's people rooting through them. And you three notice there is actually a woman in a fairly nice sky blue gown that is just elbow deep in a pile of garbage, pulling things out and looking at it, and then just like putting it in a basket.
Ugh. I hope this isn't what's going to happen to us if we stay here too long.
Maybe we
Yes.
are a moody set.
Quite a facade.
I can't believe this ink doesn't run whatsoever.
What?
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 Well,
Sorry, I was thinking about how happy I am to finally have someone recognize my greatness.
You see Gregory is looking at your face and actively trying to improve the picture of you, like painting upside down. Like, your beard was all wrong. It's so much more magnificent, and your hair is so smooth and straight, sir.
Can I take the help action to start being?
Yeah, no, less gray there, a little bit more black.
I actually rolled very well, so Gregory's not doing terrible here. For the three of you that have seen this, what would you like to do?
Well, okay, so Weevil is actually standing extremely close to Mary, like uncomfortably close. And when Mary like feels like something sniffing her, and you turn to face Weevil, and she's shifted into a fasciath, which is like a dinosaur that stands on 2 legs. And she sort of looks at you, doesn't say anything, but you hear in your head, why did they call you Mary, Bloody Mary?
Well, Mary, can I answer in your head, or am I answering out loud?
Telepathic. She casts telepathy. She's a feat. She's a telepathy feat. Sorry.
Awesome. Okay, then I'll respond to you. Well, my name is Mary, but the blood seeps out of my eyes when I get to my business, which just kind of stuck. But I'm worried about this facade that seems to be over there, no?
I can tell that you see what I see. Should we go ahead and warn the others?
I say so. And I'll speak to everyone now. Weevil here. It's not every day that one would surprise me, such as them, but we've both spotted things aren't exactly what they seem up ahead.
What
How
are
do
they?
you mean?
Nimwin, right when they say not everything is as it seems, you feel a shudder go up your spine, like when you're casting a spell and your divine magic erupts from you, but quite unintentionally. And in a nearby garbage pile, you all hear something rumbling, and a head comes up of what looks like a court jester in mummer's garb that is torn and tattered, that gets up and head sort of lolls and is clearly dead and looks at you, Nimwin, and goes, because as a wild surge, you have cast Animate Dead on the nearest corpse.
Oh,
And
Of yours?
all
it just
you.
stands up like and starts trying to dance, but
Oh.
is like,
Oh, this is terrible. Stop, please stop.
He's got
Wow.
moves.
Awful.
And people think the drow do terrible things.
Can you make him break dance?
Well, probably. I mean, I'm very good. But what, why would we want to?
when you say that, it immediately starts going,
Well, I'm glad
That's
this
right.
is entertaining to you. Listen, I usually use my resurrection magics in a much more cautious manner. Something about this place is affecting me. Oh, how embarrassing.
Vandalin, he does the full pop lock and kicks it to you, but when he does, a beam of green energy comes out of you, and you feel yourself filled with an undead facsimile of life as your wild magic surge has cast false life on you. And you gain 10 temporary hit points. And since you had 2 wild magic surges, you all see out of the piles of garbage that are all around you hordes of rats. 8 swarms come crawling out and all come crawling around Vandalin and just looking at you. And Jeffrey pulls his sword and it's like, back, foul beast. I should protect you.
Oh,
Hold,
hope it's
Jeffrey.
the rest of your family.
Calm yourself. Jeffrey, we've been served.
And I would like to start, if I can control the rats, I would like to start doing the thriller dance in response to the jester
They
zombie.
absolutely go in on this, you know, and the jester is doing it too, like there with you, but like very poorly. And you all notice the people that were rummaging have all stopped and started looking at this impromptu undead plague rat dance circle that is broken out. That's a sentence I didn't hear myself saying today. And the woman in the sky blue dress looks around and like kind of moves her cart over to the side and very quickly sort of brushes her dress and goes, bonjour.
Oh, don't bother. We all saw you rooting around in the garbage like a common street rat.
And the rats all
but not
stop
like
and look
those.
at you like,
Oh, those are uncommon rats, definitely.
Nimwin, bonjour means hello.
As I am not good as the commenton, I say hello to you. And no, I was not rooting. I was throwing things away before the Glen Masquerade. I had to, of course, free up room in my palatial estate for the wares that I will receive from Soothales tonight.
Okay. Well, is that what was going on? I felt like I walked into a rehearsal.
This ain't a rehearsal, baby. This is a performance.
Still going.
Do me a favor. You can roll performance, but you can roll with triple advantage. Roll 3 times and tell me the highest result.
Nice.
Okay.
You are a bard, so let's see.
All right. So highest roll was a natural 17, which goes up to a 28.
You guys see this old man's got moves, and like the undead jester is kind of like back with him now, you know, and the rats are kind of keeping rhythm behind him. It's a bizarre spectacle that kind of works.
I'm like, Jester, no, stop dancing with him. He didn't animate you.
I was not expecting this. This is delightful.
You see the jester just stops. Nimwin, what god does Nimwin serve?
I think the Raven Queen is sort of the obvious one for a death-obsessed lady.
Nimwin, you hear... Actually, let's do this super meta. Talk amongst yourselves for just one moment here while I do something.
I do have to say we've hit one of our next goals. $4,550 has been raised already.
Yes.
7 full support groups have been funded.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Amazing.
That's awesome.
Good.
Vandalin starts doing the monologue from the end of Thriller. He's like,
Darkness falls across the land. The midnight hour.
it's just fully like just finishing the song.
I'm going to add onto the perception checks that you all already had, that you see people coming to the windows around these houses and things, watching this and kind of like, but you notice every time you look at them, they try and hide. Like they don't want you to see them in these windows, but they can't help but like witness the spectacle that is happening here. Nimwin, you feel the presence of your god. You feel her hands upon you and a cool breeze blow through you, and you hear the Raven Queen speak in your mind. What does the Raven Queen say to her?
Nimwin, my child, how wonderful to see you this fine day. I would like to just inform you, my child, that this adventuring party of mortals you're with may be very useful, and I will send help to you.
When she says, I will send help, all of you see a plume of black light come down from the sky. Somehow the night becomes darker. And when it parts, you see a 7-foot-tall blue human that is absolutely beautiful expand its wings out. And this angelic being has jet black raven wings. And it looks at you, Nimwin, and it bows. And it points at Jeffrey and says, with my life, I will protect you. You will survive. Because someone has donated to add a solar to the party to protect Gregory.
Wow. That is amazing.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
You see Gregory's eyes again. He's just full on bawling now. The snot is forming a trail down through the dirt, and he looks at you, Vandalin, and he says, "It is a blessed day, a blessed day indeed.
Truly, you are chosen, my son."
I put a hand.
Only because you were chosen, and I have followed your light.
It's a pyramid scheme of chosenness. I recruited you, and now you've recruited him.
You see, the woman in the blue dress is just looking at you all like mouth agape, and she's like, you all are strangers here. Is there someone you are looking for in our lands here? It is easy to get lost. I want to make sure that you have a guide. Port Lucine is a very confusing land at times, but it is magnifique, no? And she looks up at the houses and she's like, and very much kind of starts trying to usher you all out of the alley. She's like, but it is c'est bon. Look over there, it's very magnifique. Yeah.
Question for you, B.Dave. Would Agnes? What is 3H to Agnes?
It doesn't mean anything, Agnes.
Oh, so she's not familiar. She doesn't know who sent this.
Nope.
Yes. Well, then there is something you could help me with, because I seem to have gotten this note from somebody. 3H. Are you familiar with a 3H? Is that a club? Is that an organization? Is that a person or persons?
She looks at it and she goes, "Oh, is the 3 Ags? As they live there, we do not call them Ags to their faces, of course, because that is how you end up in the stew.
Ags like me. I'm Agnes, by the way. Is it Ags like Agnes?
No, not Ag. Ags.
Oh, Ags.
This is not familiar to me.
I have no clue.
No idea what's happening.
She's saying hags. She's obviously saying hags with her ridiculous accent.
What did I say? I said it's the eggs. You hear?
Okay, I thought you were saying eggs and then maybe eggs and then hags. That's all right. Okay.
My accent is no ridiculous.
No, it's
Your
beautiful.
accent is ridiculous.
Agree to disagree.
Listen to how you are talking. But disagree. See that?
All of you sound ridiculous.
Oh, I like her.
Yes. I will take you to meet the eggs. Yes.
We, yes, are going to. Great. Yes.
Yeah.
That would be very kind of you, because thus far, I'm very confused by everything that's going on around me.
Agnes.
Just got to roll with it.
Agnes. You.
Oh, no.
Hear a voice in your head, Agnes, that just says, "Oh, Agnes, you've traveled so far and so wide. I've been keeping tabs on you for quite some time. I'm great and powerful, and I would be willing to assist you in whatever it is that's about to happen."
And you are?
A friend. Do you accept my offer of help? I assure you, you will not regret it. That dramatic girl of the Raven Queen seems to want to put her finger on the scales here. So I just thought, why don't I do the same?
Finger on scales. Let's see. You've not given me a name. Your voice appeared in my head without my consent. It's a little bit, it's a little awkward, it's a little unusual. And you're doing this out of pettiness for some broad named the Raven Queen. Listen, none of this all sounds weird to me at all. Yes, I accept.
Of course. Pettiness is its own motivation. And behind Agnes, you all see flames erupt. And you hear the screams of the tormented and damned as a pale woman with a shaved head and flaming wings casually steps out as Archduke Zariel has been summoned to help Agnes in particular.
Pleasure to make your acquaintance.
Unfortunately, Agnes, you did draw the balance card, which means your alignment shifts instantly. I leave it up to you what that means. Somewhere on the scale of law to neutrality to chaos to good to neutrality to evil, where Agnes lands on that scale is up to you.
I think maybe we can land on chaotic Agnes.
Agnes, you absolutely know who and what Zariel is, and as she smiles at you, you definitely feel yourself changed by having agreed to this.
I feel like this isn't going to be the strangest thing that happens to me today, nor to any of us. So, I'm going to roll with it, which is unusual for me because I usually am very, very particular about things. But this seems fine, right? Right?
Is there
Nothing
anyone
out of
else
the
who wants
ordinary.
to join the party and start dancing or anything like that? Or can we carry on to meet the three hags?
You all hear the Sword of Chaos. This black blade just says, I actually like that one. She antagonizes everyone around her. But the Archduke Zariel, we could take. Come, let me bathe in the blood of a fiend. And you see when he says that, a sword and whips of flames appear in her hand. And she says, okay. And just stands there. And the Solar is like, I believe you all are here for some other greater purpose.
We don't know why we're here, actually. We just all woke up here. And ignore the Sword of Cast. Someone cast silence on him.
I cannot be silenced. The Solar just says, well, I know why I'm here, to preserve the life of Gregory, Grand Champion. Servant of Vandalin, whose name will echo in the halls of eternity. And Zariel looks at the Solar and then looks at you, Agnes, and is like, well, can I at least kill him? I mean, come on, look at this guy. He's asking for it.
There will be no killing of any Solars. The Solars here to protect Gregory. Gregory is the key to all of this.
Gregory's not the key to anything.
I suppose it's possible. It does seem like a lot's happening around him.
I'm wearing a t-shirt that has Gregory's face on it, but he's wearing a t-shirt that has my face
Gregory?
on it.
Can I take the Sword of Cast and kill Gregory?
Oh, I mean, are you gonna
you have to fight Solar?
I was about to say the Solar has a vested interest in keeping Gregory alive. So I mean, while you all are looking at this and pondering assault on each other, I will tell Chad, currently all the wild magic rolls are resolved. And there's one dangling deck of mini draws out there still for Nimwin. So if you want more, you know what to do. You see this woman in the blue dress just says, you are all so strange people. My name is Ophelia. Hello. Might I escort you and your very powerful and alternatively terrifying associates and weapons and rats and accoutrements along to where it is you're trying to go?
That would be very helpful. Thank you.
Sure.
Yes.
Is she takes you through this city. Everywhere you look is, even as you get closer to these wonderful gilded buildings covered in gold and precious metals, as you get close, you realize it's just paint, tinfoil. None of it is actually real. Finn, you've been to Cartacus, where everything were basically sets that were hollow on the inside and just barely made. This is not that. These are people clearly of humble means doing absolutely everything they can to appear wealthy and well-to-do. Everything looks gorgeous until you kind of get close and touch it, and nothing is.
I'm going to point that out to the group. So as long as we don't get close to anything, this place will be shiny and sparkly. But if you press a little too hard, the shine will come off.
Sad, isn't it? So many are like that.
Like most high elves I've met.
Well, maybe that's what we are supposed to do. And Weevil has turned back into herself. But she's like, maybe we are supposed to scratch what's beneath the surface and find out what we are doing here.
I can help with that. I can cast prestidigitation.
I'd like to, can I cast or prestidigitate like some of the stuff away?
You absolutely can. Finn, recall, you are still capable of talking to any corpses that you encounter, and you have at least one as this jester is shambling behind you.
Oh, that's correct.
And you realize that it's like, since it came out of the piles of garbage, there's probably other corpses in the piles of garbage. However, before that happens, Weevil, as you're talking about maybe this is your goal, from underneath the floorboards of a nearby house, you hear
Dad?
And you all see as out of the floorboards, a huge, clearly dead wolf comes crawling forward slowly and looks at Weevil and just kind of shakes what would have been its fur, and patches of dead fur and even meat kind of come off of it. And it just goes, ah!
Oh, Shivani, Weevil turns back into a wolf herself, and she goes, oh, back. And she's wearing a Gregory t-shirt because she wants to support well, he has merch. I want to support this, small business and my friends.
You realize the Solar is very much selling Gregory t-shirts to everybody along the way here.
I'll take one of those.
Shivani, this wolf is very clearly dead, but it is also absolutely pledging itself to you, as that is what you have rolled on the wild magic table. A ghoul rises from the earth and serves you.
Well, it's not exactly how I wanted it, but I'll take what I get. I mean, he gets Gilded Knight. You get a lovely letter from someone you don't know. I get a dead dog.
It could be worse. You could have a jester who can't dance.
And you right when you say it can't dance, it very much goes back to like,
oh no. There's a cue of Vandalin.
Yeah. What is that dance move? Is that something the kids are doing now?
Yep, it is doing a very bad job. Although some of the pop, lock, and drop is very fluid as its bones are beginning to decay and dislocate. It is sort of like the body
pop,
roll
lock,
is there.
Drop a whole arm.
Exactly. Yeah, pop, lock, drop into pieces. And then
I can just imagine it does this and then the whole forearm falls down.
And then the hand just keeps crawling. Yeah, exactly.
Not my best work.
Continue making your way through the city with an ever-increasing melange of just bizarre people and beings here. Thank you to chat, by the way.
Just wait. Something just came in.
Vandalin, if you would, look at that last note there, and I'm actually going to let Vandalin flavor that, if you would. As you see people coming out and are asking Gregory to bless their children, and he is kissing them on the head, leaving snotty, dirty lip prints, but still trying to redirect everyone to Vandalin. What does Vandalin do?
Vandalin, I think, seeing Gregory's work, says, "You need help in your efforts." And I hold up my staff and a light shines, and somewhere in the deep lore of of all the stories that I've heard and imbibed over my time, I call forward one of the creatures that I heard of, and a unicorn descends from on high and stands next to Gregory and then poses majestically. There's a permanent wind machine effect on this thing's mane, just blowing dramatically.
You see, Gregory looks at it and he says, "A steed worthy of you, my lord."
"Oh, no, don't worry. I have my own steed. It should be around here somewhere. Tallywhack! Tallywhack to me!"
And an incredibly busted looking zebra with pigeon-sized wings, looking very shabby, descends from the sky and lands next to me.
"Yes, my steed, Tallywhack!"
As you both mount up on your majestic steeds here, yes, someone really donated to send a unicorn to Gregory, by the way.
That's amazing.
You do make your way to a corner of town where the buildings and everything look different. They're still made out of wood and things, but they're far less ostentatious and much better made. Finn, you immediately recognize it as something that would fit in the Feywild. Agnes, you very much recognize it immediately as the work of hags.
Quick question for the DM. We are not in the Feywild, even though the mists are around us, correct?
Correct. You are very much in the Dread Domains. This just looks like a place that would make sense in the Feywild. Feywild style architecture.
Gotcha. This looks like the Feywild, but I know it's not.
Doesn't everything seem to just look a little off?
Very much.
Smells off too.
Does it? I thought that was me. I'm so glad it's not me.
I'm starting to get a little bit anxious, and Bloody Mary's going to rip off one of the glass shards from her arm and crush it into a fine dust and blow it over the party as they cast Pass Without Trace on everyone.
Yeah. I feel so much lighter on my feet.
And you see, even like Zariel looks down and looks at you, Bloody Mary, and she just says, when you die, inevitably, and your soul is rent from your living body and descended into Avernus to torment for all time, I have a very special place for you. I think you will be of some use.
Ooh, I'm intrigued, although I do hope not to die.
Oh, everyone does until the day arrives. You all see a nearby door opens, and a very kind-looking grandmotherly woman is standing in the doorway with rosy cheeks, like a babushka-style scarf on that just looks warm and inviting. And she just says, well, you made it. Hello, Agnes. Hello, the rest of you. That is an amazing Archduke Zariel cosplay there. You even got her height and fearsomeness. And Zariel just sort of narrows her eyes and says, can I at least kill this one? I feel like I need to make more examples of people while I'm here, Agnes.
There'll be plenty of time for invoking your rage upon people, but perhaps she's got some help or some use, or so maybe she could explain this letter that I got.
Yes. Sorry, that's the wrong person. Yes, I can, darling. I can. Would you all like to come in, have some stew, tea? Your larger associates may have to remain outside, though. And you see the Solar says, as long as I can see Gregory through the window, acceptable. And Zariel just goes, ugh. But yes, Agnes.
You had me at stew. That's very kind and hospitable of you. Thank you. And she'll make her way inside.
Vandalin, you see the rats very much looking at you, pleading. Again, these are 8 swarms of rats. There are hundreds of rats that are following you through the streets. And when she offers you to come in, they all look at you with just like puppy dog eyes in their little rat faces. Like,
well, she said the larger beings will have to stay outside. You are all very small, so I think you're welcome.
No.
She's like, oh, they are, in fact, welcome, although a non-zero number of them may make their way into the stew. And you see about half of them hesitate, and the other half are just like YOLO and just go running past her into the house.
And you see Agnes is already stirring the pot.
Wow, that's apt.
In the interest of time, Nimwin has 3 more draws of the deck of many here that I have drawn all at once. 2 of them actually cancel each other out. That is actually okay. I got.
Oh, no. You die, you live.
Wow. Okay, you honestly drew almost every good card in the deck.
Ace. Bad news for the rest of us.
Hashtag blessed.
Literally. You drew so many good things. Some of the good things counter each other out. Let's see. Okay, so we're going to take that one and take that one. Okay. And this is... Yeah, okay. We'll resolve that at a dramatically appropriate moment. However, I'm going to put those over there. Nimwin, roll a D4 for me, please.
A D4. That's a 3.
That is a 3. Excellent. 1 second here. You feel the presence of the Raven Queen again as all of this is sort of getting a little chaotic, and you're clearly getting frustrated, and you feel that dark breeze come up again. And what does the Raven Queen say?
Namun, I'm going to be very upfront with you because I have a lot to do today. So here's how this is going to work. I have 3 wishes that I will grant you, no more, no less. So choose wisely. But yeah, after 3, and then I have to bounce. I've got another appointment afterwards, but still going to be looking out for you, darling. But yes, 3 at your disposal. You're welcome.
3 wishes. And again, we operate from the Twilight Zone Monkey Paw School of Wishcraft here, where you can do literally anything, but exactly what you say is going to happen, because you drew the Moon card, which gives you wishes. You draw the Fool card, which would have made you lose a level, but the Sun card, which would have made you gain a level.
Oh my God.
Nimwind, you feel a violent jolt of power and loss sort of echoing through your body as the Raven Queen's presence is known, and then levels out. I apologize. Were you going to say something to your god there?
Thank you. Are you sure you didn't mean to give these to Gregory? Because that's really how it seems like things have been going.
Who?
Okay, good. Whew. All right, great. That makes me feel a lot better. Thank you. Your dark majesty.
Yes. Grovel anytime you like. That's free. But remember, those 3 ones, once those wishes are up, they're up, darling. But, just pop in, call for me. I'm here.
Oh, yes, will do.
Shivani. As all of the rats are walking by, you see Zariel is just staring at you, and there's flames in her eyes. And she says, Moon Druid, right? Creature of the wild?
Do I know you? You smell familiar, but you're not the familiar.
I smell of power and victory. You smell of woods and life and other disgusting things. I think before this day is over, you and I shall have an accounting, because the card you drew was the flames, where you gain the enmity of an outsider that just doesn't like you.
Oh man, that's terrible. I'm having good luck. That's okay. I smell the power of nature, and I harness the power of nature in everything I do. Can I cast speak to animals and speak to the rats that are around me? The rats?
You absolutely can. And the rats are just thinking, this is a great day. They're just like, hey, tall furry sister. That guy looks kind of sick. I don't know what's up with him. His ribs are showing and stuff. That's usually a career-ending injury. This guy, I don't know if you heard about Gregory. He's apparently the chosen one. That's great. This weird old woman's got some stew going. Good day for stew. And also, I think the rats won the dance-off. How are you doing? Hey.
Do you have any idea what we are doing here?
Great stuff for us, actually. It's just been win after win after win. We just felt like you guys were like the new rat gods. That's how that was working.
I knew it. And Shivani's going to stand up and say, we are the gods. We are being celebrated in this town. This town might be ramshackle and falling down, but we are the superstars today.
When you say that, all of the rats are very much like all hail, like all around all of you, and just like squeak in unison. And you see this hag just says, well, there's actually a chance that you all might help in the liberation of Demitliu. But again, come inside.
As you hear from the distance, how is it that you got cumin in these parts of the lands? It's very hard to come by, but it smells delicious.
As you come inside, there's 2 other hags in there that are stewing this thing, and they're like, oh, it's easy, darling. You just promise them something they want, their heart's desire or some such, and then when they're busy being fooled, you just sneak up behind them and then meat's back on the menu. Oh, hello. Hi. Hello.
Hello.
It seems like a lot of work, but man, it's worth it because this is delightful.
It is excellent. I'll put an extra finger bone in there for you. For everyone else with the stew, we have human and vegan. And by vegan, the human was a vegan.
That tends to be a little too lean for my taste. I'll go with the human. I say the non-vegan human.
I'm watching my waistline, so I'll take the vegan human. Also, cruelty-free vegan humans.
Oh, very cruelty-free. I assure you, he died happy.
Farm to table, as in he was right at that farm to that table.
As you understand us intrinsically, locally sourced, vegan, farm-raised human. The farmer is still looking for him, so... You might be wondering why we've summoned you all here. There is a bit of an issue. Cydra de Honel, who runs this place, I can't say it. It doesn't roll off my tongue here. Is Cydra de Honel. They do this thing when they talk. I can't, the back of the throat. Anyway, her grand masquerade is tonight. We would like her brought down a peg or two. She's hiding something. We want her to be unmasked and revealed for all to see that she's not all she's cracked up to be. And we would like you 6 to do this for us. In exchange, we will grant your heart's desire and probably not cut any of your throats and eat you.
Seems legit.
Yeah, sounds like a great deal, a real win-win.
Are you for real?
Sorry, I wasn't listening. What did you say?
Pettiness seems to be the currency in this land.
Drow dump here, not very... We don't go well in stew.
She looks at you for a second and she just sort of sniffs you and she goes... You do seem a bit gamey. Yes, no, we won't eat you today.
What's wrong with smelling gamey?
I just kind of do that, excuse you.
You see, right when you say what's wrong with smelling gamey, you see one of these old women moves in a flash, like it's almost hard to see her, and grabs a rat that is still alive and just plunks it in the stew. And she goes, I like gamey.
I was having a conversation with him.
You hear, we will avenge me as it goes down into the pot.
I don't like this party.
Vandalin removes his hat solemnly.
The other rats are like, shout out to the homie and begin pouring little bits of whatever they have out on the floor and moving out of arm's reach of the hags here. And they say, oh, we've got invitations for all of you. And you see they go over to a table and they all have invitations that are very similar to the one that you were given, Agnes, but they're not crumpled up. They actually are, they look like they're gold inlaid and lavish, but as you can kind of scratch at it a little bit, it's like it's moissanite. It's like they're fake. They look wonderful. They're not really.
Oh, that seems to be on par for everything else in this land. But the party seems like it's going to be very swanky.
Yeah, it's all just one big show, yes. Although, if you all are going to go, you're going to need to look the part a little bit. I mean, for those of you that are so inclined, we have gowns, we have suits, we have tuxes. But you will at least all need masks. It is a masquerade ball, you see. The unmanned do not let anyone unmask you. It is rather unpleasant, which is why we want you all to unmask.
Why do I get the sense that unmasking someone means more than just taking their mask off?
Because you are as wise as you are lovely, fair high elf. You grace us with your presence.
Oh, it's my pleasure.
You see, they all bow very low to you, and when they do it, the rats bow as well.
Stop. Keep going.
What does occur with the unmasking?
We wouldn't want to ruin the surprise for you. Yes, but don't let anyone take your mask off under any circumstances.
Oh, subtle.
That's the only rule?
There are additional rules, but I think you'll find out when you get there. You all are very brave, very capable adventurers. Yes. You've apparently tamed an Archduke of the Hells. That's an achievement. And what's that Solar feeding that young man grapes?
What?
It's Gregory's.
That's Gregory, yes.
He's the
Gregory
chosen
doesn't
one.
like surprises.
Big fan of his. I'm a big fan.
They all just sort of look at each other and they're like, Well, can we eat him when this is over?
Yes.
Never!
Yeah.
Gregory.
Man.
You
Do not touch a single hair upon that boy's head.
You all seem rather divided on the matter of eating Gregory. We'll table that one. Yes, that's fine.
You say that now, but one word with him, he will win you over. That one.
Then we shall make a point not to let the boy speak. No, sorry. At any rate, that's all you have to do. Go to the grand ball, find Cedra Dechonel, and unmask her for all to see. Should be easy.
Sounds easy to me.
Yes. You are
Incredibly
also
simple.
as wise as you all are fearsome.
Yeah.
I'm all for it.
You know what?
Did you
I
hear what they
haven't been
said?
to a very fancy party in a very long time.
I'll never say no to wearing something fancy and glittering.
Do we have to wear
Do-
clothes? Is that part of it?
At least a mask. I realize that you want to go in there and what is it that this one said before we put him in the pot? Flex on them haters. Yes, but at least. And it is a tragedy to cover up such a beautiful yet fearsome face, but I think we must insist.
Are these
all right.
clothes even clean?
Yes, actually, as you look, these things are actually nice too. They're not threadbare and worn like what everybody else was seeing. You see, it is very well made, but probably hasn't been worn in a while. And there's all manner of masks, from the kinds on sticks that just cover up a little to like whole full head things that you almost put on like a helmet. Which, of course, now I have to ask, what kind of mask you put on and if you change clothes. And I'm going to go the opposite way here. We will start with Finn. What is Finn's glow up?
Fen finds a purple and velvet tuxedo. She's already wearing nice boots, but she brushes them off, and she dons a wolf mask that's pure silver.
You hear the rats are like, that is gorgeous. What is that, velvet?
Yes, don't eat it.
And Nimwin?
Well, normally I don't like to wear secondhand, but it would be terrible to be underdressed. So I'm going to select an all black dress, the most dramatic, fanciest one that I can find that is also black in the whole collection. And then I'm going to say she'll take a mask that is, it's like styled parchment with like writing on it and has like a little quill off the side with a feather.
Perfect. We got another draw for a lucky rat who drew ruin and loses all of his land and property and possessions. So you see this one rat just drop to his knees like... And the other rat just looking at him like, oh, you can't play the markets, buddy. We all thought the cheese futures were going nowhere but up. But, it's a game for a reason, pal. Oh, and you see he immediately rushes for the nearest window and they're trying to hold him back. Like, no, you can get it back. You can get it back, buddy. It's just possessions. It's just things. Hey, you're what matters. And this prolonged love-in with the rats starts happening. And you see the hags very much eyeing them hungrily while he does. Shivani, what, if anything, does Shivani change into? And what's her mask look like?
Actually, yeah, Shivani's like, I have brought my own fine wear. And she turns into a chicken, but it's not just any chicken. It has like fluffy, opalescent feathers. And she sort of struts back and forth in front of all of you, like fluffing her feathers. She's like, ah!
And does she put on a mask or is she just going to go with a chicken face?
I'm going to go in the chicken face. Why do you ask questions like that? But you hear that telepathically.
Right. Perfect. We got at least one maskless person. I'll make a note. And Vandalin?
Yeah, Vandalin would find himself, first of all, after prestidigitating himself and Gregory thoroughly spotless, he would then find himself a huge like sorcerer style cape with like an incredibly high collar that towers like almost to the height of his own pointy wizard's hat, and sort of like arcs down on either side, flowing and of course bronze colored, but it would be open so that you can still see the Gregory t-shirt, and he would get Gregory a slightly less opulent one that is also open so that you can see the Vandalin t-shirt, and Vandalin would wear a bronze mask of Gregory's face, and he would get Gregory a bronze mask of Vandalin's face, complete with like beard.
You know, Vandalin, it's weird that they just had that, by the way, that you're like, what are the chances? And yet there it was.
I've learned not to question it.
And Agnes?
Agnes will go over and pick out this this very extravagant number that is a blood red lace, very like Marie Antoinette high neck, but very poofy ball gown, and she finds this this white curled bouffant wig that she wears. She's found a little bit of these opera glasses and this matching fan that she fans around, and then for a mask, she finds this very, like, it's a perfect mirrored silver mask. Because you know all these fancy people that go to these parties, they're pretty much narcissists. They love staring at themselves in the mirror. So how better way to make friends than to have people be able to look at themselves in the faces the whole night?
Perfect. And last but not least, Bloody Mary.
Interesting you chose the mirror mask. I'll be able to see you whenever I need. But she reaches for a kind of opposite of what Agnes has done. So a blood red, slightly like dripping mask that ties at the back, and a shining jumpsuit that's very reflective, long pants, and a black sash around the middle.
Excellent. In the mask? Oh, you said that. Sorry.
Bloody
okay. No,
red, yes.
Yeah, sorry. All right. Sorry, I apologize. Juggling multiple things at once, ironically enough. Asked you a question right before I then ask you a question. As you all make your way outside, you all see a very elaborate carriage there that again it looks nicer than it is. As long as you don't literally kick the tires, it will look like you all are riding in the height of luxury. And you realize a small army of locals is surrounded, and they have huge smiles on their faces, and they're wearing gorgeous clothes. They have huge sacks of gold coins. They're like weeping and hugging each other about their great fortune. And Zariel looks at all of you when you come out, and she says, I was just purchasing souls here. They all seem very happy with the transaction. All hail Gregory, blah, 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 blah.
Okay. With purchasing souls. When you say purchasing souls,
literally.
what do you plan on doing with them?
And you see, she opens her mouth like she's about to tell you, and she just says, nothing.
You know what? I'm going to leave you to it. You're the Archduke, Your Majesty. I have no further questions for me.
You see, she just sweeps a wing towards the carriage here for you all to get into. And the Solar just looks at you, Vandalin, and says, with your permission, shall I transport Gregory?
Oh, yes, please. Cradle him like an infant. Also, you might need a mask.
And I give him a mask of me.
And he puts it on and he says, ah, yes. So when he looks upon me, he might see his master's visage. Very wise.
Yes,
and
of course.
The Solar flies into the air with a trail of raven feathers coming behind it, carrying Gregory through the streets of the city here as the carriage takes off. And as you're moving through Porta Lucine, you see, as you move through the city, things get nicer. That you were sort of on the edges of town where everybody, quite frankly, were sort of posers. As you get closer, the buildings really are this nice. They really are gilded gold. They really are painted majestically. And you come to a huge villa in the center of town, and you can hear harpsichord music and very fancy people dressed up outside. And a porter walks up in a white suit with a mask on like a peacock and opens the door for you all to come out. And he just says, "Shall I announce you to the gathered guests, or would you like to just mingle? I would say you would like to be inconspicuous, although who could not gaze upon all of you? Also, is that a chicken?"
I think we should be announced.
Yes, of course.
I swear the chicken just said something inside of my head. Have I had too much of the champagne?
No, that was the chicken.
Mm-hmm.
Should we announce Gregory as our leader and also my disciple?
No.
You see the Solar is like and sort of puts Gregory down. And Zariel just sort of looks and she says, "Ooh, now these will be some useful fruits to pluck. I think I'm going to go in invisible, but if you need me, just snap a finger." And when she does, she vanishes. And the Solar says, "Ah, yes, probably should be inconspicuous," and also disappears. And the rats all in the carriage just sort of like pat the side of it. And they say to Shivani, who can translate, "We'll just, we'll be your getaway drivers here. You know, we're going to man the whip, such as it is."
Sounds good to me.
As you all make it into the ball, it is gorgeous. It is a sweeping Gothic hall with elaborate chandeliers and candelabras and polished mirrors all around the room to just shine light into the middle. People are wearing lavish ball gowns, elaborate tuxedos. As you all walk in, you see them leaning over and whispering things to each other and sort of covering their mouths with delicate kerchiefs coming out of their sleeves here, as even though you all were trying to be inconspicuous, you immediately notice everyone is looking at you while trying to act like they aren't. As you make your way in, you hear a voice just yell out, "You!" A piercing voice cuts through the noise of the ball. The music stops and the conversation hushes. All eyes turn to Duchess Sidra and the poor fool she's confronted. The mask falls from his terror-struck face as the Duchess raises her hand. "You dare intrude into the sanctity of my home," she intones. A hunched, ghoulish footman clutching a dustpan scrambles forward. "You defile my grand masquerade with your unworthy presence. I condemn you." With those words, a chill wave emanates from the Duchess, and the unmasked figure crumbles to dust. The Duchess turns away. The ghoulish footman starts sweeping up the mess, and everyone around you stands pointedly, returning to their own business. I don't know if you can see this, but it looks, let's see if the focus comes in, basically like that. As a woman in an elaborate red gown with a mask like a red sun points her fingers at this man, and he is destroyed. And with that, I think it's a good time for us to take a little break. We're just gonna do a quick 5 because we still got a lot to happen. We are at $587,000 of our $666 goal. So I'm gonna put it like this. If we get to $6,666, the person that makes the final donation can decide if Gregory lives or dies.
No pressure.
No
Ultimate
pressure.
power.
If you don't want this tremendous burden, we can put it to chat. We'll put it to a vote. But whoever makes the last vote, or the last donation, it's up to you. Gregory's fate is in your hands. Use it wisely. And I need y'all to know I will kill this sweet boy.
BRB checking my bank balance.
quick 5. Don't go too far because we're going to get back to it here. And thank you all so very much. This is already, Shar, how many hours have we already funded? You said it to me,
Over
but
333 hours of the crisis line have been funded because of your donations. We are, one boss away from reaching our goal, basically. And that's so life-changing for so many survivors. I can't begin to say how grateful we are, but don't stop now.
It's all fun and games. We're just here having a good time with Zariel and Solars and rats and jesters and ghoul dogs. But don't lose track of the fact that this really, truly is going to help some people when they need it the most. So thank you so very much. Again, 5 minutes. Don't go too far. We'll be right back. Hello and welcome back for what I'm sure is about to be a silky smooth and uneventful hour. I will tell you, we got more cards from the deck of many things, and they've basically drawn all the good ones. So that's I see this a lot, that people, when they draw the first time, they soak up all the luck. So Jenny got all the good things out of the deck here. So, again, I reiterate, they're all good for me. Also, we're only about $400 or so from our donation. Again, that is one boss monster, a couple of natural 20s. Thank you all so very much, and let us get back to it. So, you all are here in this lavish ballroom. You've seen this woman in this gorgeous red gown just incinerate someone. Nimwin, I believe there's something that you wanted to do.
Yes. When I see this, I look up and say, Penumbra lady, gloom mistress, I wish to retrieve 2 of my wishes.
Gloom mistress.
No, I don't wish to wish. It's just, I want to use 2.
All right. I hear you. State these very carefully for me, please. Which one would you like first?
First, I would like to grant Gregory immense power. Gregory. He's over there. He's wearing a shirt with a face.
That one.
Yes. I would like to grant him immense power. I want him to become extremely powerful.
I will allow the Raven Queen to adjudicate these wishes. She is great and powerful.
You want to give Gregory immense power?
Yes.
Anything else?
Well, there's a second. Yes, for the second wish, I would like Gregory.
Hang on 1 second, Nimwin, because I think I know where you're headed with this. So let's break this into 2 pieces. What does the Raven Queen do to bless Gregory with his tremendous power?
Gregory will become level 20.
Oh, what?
However,
level 21. Oh God.
However.
Oh boy.
However.
In battle for each round, B.Dave, you have to roll a die, a D, how many of there are 5? D6?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
He's gonna want to have it out for whoever it lands on in that round.
I understand. Gregory giveth and he taketh away. I already got the perfect stat block for Gregory. Perfect. I already got it up on the screen. We will adjudicate exactly what happens to Gregory momentarily. And your second wish, Nimwin.
For my second wish, I wish Gregory's allegiance to change to me, and in exchange, Vandalin can have that little jester.
Wow, Nimwin is like chaotic evil now. What happened?
I want you to know, dear friends at home, to give you a peek behind the curtain here, a little bit of how the sausage is made. Jenny was like, I wanted to do a thing, but I thought it was too much. And I was like, no, be messy. Be messy. This is charity. Yes, do it. Raven Queen, how do you adjudicate this?
Now, the Raven Queen did say she was going to protect Nimwin. So when his alliance does change, or his allegiance, it will not negatively affect Nimwin immediately.
Oh God.
She giveth and she taketh away.
Oh no. He becomes annoying.
Let's see. How are we going to make this terrible?
I will only say this, Raven Queen, because I absolutely just ambushed you with this.
Yes, I was not prepared.
Nimwin is a level 20 cleric. She has served you well, and quite frankly, with divine intervention, you will come when she calls.
Yes.
So you want to help her, but just perhaps you have to lace this with a little bit of tough love, harsh lesson.
Right.
Raven Queen, look in the chat, in our chat.
Well,
It is. She is your hump child and humble servant, Raven Queen.
Okay.
Proceed.
in order for Gregory's allegiance to shift,
Y'all are making so many donations for Gregory, and I'm here for it.
Every time Nimwin casts a spell, Nimwin has to sing her praises to the Raven Queen in some way.
Rap. It's always a good choice.
Perfect. Nimwin, you see it is almost like time stops and moves slowly for a second, as everyone immediately, very casually, just watched a human being be eradicated, and we're just kind of like, sucks to suck, and went back to what they were doing. And then all kind of turn their eyes towards Gregory, who you see looks down as a black energy begins swirling around his feet, and he just says, Vandalin, Master, I feel the hand of a different god upon me. And you see a black diamond ring appear on his finger because, and I quote, someone donated to give Gregory a Green Lantern ring.
It could just be indigestion.
You see black gleaming armor appear around him with a bluish white light coming out from underneath his pot helmet as he just looks tremendous. And he looks at you and he says, This is the hand of the Raven Queen upon me. I must pledge myself to her mortal vessel, Nimwin. I see now the light in the darkness. While I still hold Vandalin in my heart, must still pledge it to you in the service of your dark lady.
Oh, that's so interesting. Wow. Okay, sure. I mean, I accept.
Can Vandalin roll an insight check as he turns and looks at Nimwin and says,
Are you behind this most foul sorcery?
Insight and deception. Yep, roll it, both of you.
Okay.
Don't forget about your nat 20s.
I'm going to use a nat 20.
I'm going to use a nat 20.
Wait, if it comes down to nat 20 versus nat 20, then it's a pure roll.
No.
You know what? We'll make it super pure. Just your bonus. What's your plus to deception, Nimwin?
Oh, it's very bad. It's -1. I'm not charismatic. That is not a strength.
I have a +4 to insight.
And this is the monkey paw.
Vandalin, you see it's like the mists of magic and deception swirl around her, and yet you, still a great sorcerer, the greatest of wizards, in fact. You don't know what she did, but she did something.
This foul act will not stand. You must face justice.
And I would like to. Oh goodness, I'm going to reach up. Well, first of all, let me ask: what is Nimwin wearing? Or rather, is Nimwin wearing anything that's metal?
Oh no!
Oh yeah, I guess. I mean, I don't know how our armor that we were wearing plays into the.
You still have your same numbers. It's
yes,
you're armored because reasons. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay, then I'm going to cast a Let's make it real interesting. I'm going to cast a 5th level heat metal on your armor.
Microwave.
As my eyes fill with tears, and I say, "You shall feel the same burning in your chest that I feel in my very soul." And
I don't believe there's any save because it's on the metal, correct?
yeah.
However, but do roll your damage.
Okay. It is
And then
5d8.
A number of things are going to happen, but roll the damage first.
So for this round, that's 24 points of fire damage.
Okay.
Nimwin, you all see the outline of her armor start to appear in red underneath her clothes, and her clothes begin to smoke and burn and fall away into tatters. And you see Gregory turn and look at you and say, "Vandalin, I cannot allow any harm to become my lady, the servant of my God," and puts his hands on her and rolls a natural 20 in his dispel magic.
Oh, wow.
Really chosen one. And the flames extinguish. But you all hear from across the room, "What is this? What is this? Such barbarism in my home?"
Not barbarism. It's a part of the show.
Wearing a mask and points at you, Shivani. And I need you to give me a dex save.
I rolled a natural 1. 4.
Shivani.
You know what? This is why. Shivani was she was concerned for Vandalin, so she went over and she wasn't paying attention. So she put an opalescent gilded wing on Vandalin's shoulder and said, "Vandalin, the heart is fickle, but you can take one thing in solace. Gregory now has 1 million followers on Instagram."
Really?
Yes.
Shivani.
I'm so proud.
How many
My
hit points
baby
does
boy.
How many hit points does Shivani have?
How many hit points? I hate you. Do I have to tell the truth? Can I make you roll something?
No, I can see your sheet. No, we're on the honor system anyway.
163.
163. Hey, well, good news. Good news. Well, maybe not good news. Hang on. I'm rolling a number of dice here.
Can I do a thing?
But I am
while this
wearing
is
a mask.
happening?
My entire life is one big mask.
You all see she points her finger and those flames begin to smoke around Shivani and erupt for 132 points of force damage that just explode out of her, but doesn't kill her. And you see when you don't die, you see Sadra just turns her head and says, "You still live? You insult me." Destroys them, everyone. And I need Finn, what is it that you were going to do? Because we're about to roll initiative.
I was going to try to banish her.
Everybody roll initiative.
Wow.
Oh, God.
You can say it out loud, but give it to me here in chat also while I'm arranging things.
Can I use the nat 20 for advantage?
You absolutely can. Or
I'm going to use nat 20 for initiative.
Wait, now let me just say, everybody that is out of natural 20s, raise your hand there if you don't have any. Bless you.
Oh, I still have.
I think I'm out.
Mine.
All right.
Oh, God.
Okay.
Do we need to roll for our
good?
Do we need to roll for our people?
Your various associates will act when you do, just to keep it clean here.
Right now,
So-
I will say Noura has no nat 20s.
Oh,
Agnes
what?
has no natural 20s. All right, so Finn is going to use a nat 20 here.
Alicia also. Alicia.
All
I
right.
do have a nat 20, but I have an 8, and I think that's appropriate given the fact that I'm now fried chicken.
All right, Shivani is going
But
on.
I bet you're delicious.
I used
Vandalin?
advantage,
Okay.
so I'm using my advantage to get that up to a 17.
17, Bloody Mary.
12. I have plus 10.
But it wasn't a 1. Agnes?
13 for me.
13. We got Finn, Vandalin, Bloody Mary, Agnes, Shivani. I'm missing somebody. Who am I missing? Oh, Nimwin. Nimwin, what you got?
17. 17,
right.
sir.
All right, hang on. Let me just get her in. This is a good place. That was 17 for you. Sorry. Perfect. Finn, you are going to go first.
I'm going to use Finger of Death at 7th level.
On Sadra?
Yep.
Perfect. All right. What's the save on that?
16 con.
Alrighty. Hold on a second here. Well, let me just.
Oh.
Yes.
It's 7d8 plus 30 necrotic on a fail save.
I'm pretty sure she has failed to save. She has a not insignificant con bonus, but I rolled a 3. So let's see here.
Oh.
Well, let's see. She's got a chunky bonus. Let me just make sure.
I'm sorry. That's if she had failed.
She actually makes the save. She's got a very chunky con bonus. She make let's see.
She still will take half of whatever I roll.
Yep. Go ahead and roll it. Between Nimwin and Vandalin, who's got the higher dexterity?
I have 14.
Me too.
32 necrotic.
Then I'm gonna say ladies first.
Okay, but
and Nimwin will go
Gregory?
first because you two are you are tied there. Sorry, 32. You say?
Can I use my other nat 20, or does it not count because she made the save?
Yeah, it was a save, so no, not for this.
Then she takes 32 necrotic.
Perfect. All right. Perfect. You see the black energy fly out towards her, and it hits her, and she screams, but you see it doesn't seem to do anything to her jet black flesh. Like, it doesn't bubble, it doesn't begin to rot. She reacts like she's in pain, but it doesn't seem like it affects her body at all.
And as a bonus action, I do my form of dread.
Perfect. She looks at you and she just says, I think you need to go down below into the catacombs, and waves her hand. I need a charisma save. Finn.
Oh boy. I'm going to roll it, and then if I need advantage, I have 2 left.
Got it. I will tell you the number is high. So
23.
That is not enough.
Then I'm gonna roll again, and if not, I'll use my nat 20 because we only have 45 minutes left.
Indeed.
That is a nat 20. Naturally on the die. The 28.
Finn,
yeah.
You see behind you just the reality of Dimitliu begin to rip and tear, and you just see the swirling mist on the other side of it, and hear the moans and wails of the damned coming from the other side. But you've spent quite a lot of time here and know how to fight it, and you manage to not get pulled through this portal. When you hear the Sword of Cast say, "Now, can we bathe in this woman's blood?"
Absolutely.
Perfect. However, it is now her turn. And all of you give me a dex save.
Oh boy.
I'm gonna
Is
use
this
one
a
of my
spell
net
by chance?
20.
Now use the net 20. It is not. It is an effect. When you use a net 20, perfect.
I'm gonna use my advantage on this one.
You know what? If you use your net 20, I'm going to let this do no damage whatsoever.
I don't think I have one. I don't think I have one.
Oh yeah, no. Vandalin was using his. Again, I will tell you the save on this is significant.
I'm gonna tell you right now, I probably didn't make it. It was a 16.
That is not enough.
Got a 27.
27.
Yeah.
That actually is what you need. 27.
Can I use my nat 20 on this?
You sure can. Yep.
Okay.
And,
Yeah.
It'll do 0 if you cash in your net 20.
Yeah, because I rolled a 2.
Perfect. Well, good news, bad news. Anyone that either used a net 20 or got 27 or above, you all see she holds her hands out and it is just like the air in the room begins grabbing and constricting you and just sucking the life out of you. And if you made the save, you take 35 points of acid damage as your clothing begins to burn and hiss and fall off of you. If you didn't make the save, it is 71 acid damage.
I'm going to use one of the wishes from my ring of 3 wishes.
It's not your turn yet.
Oh, it was okay.
Yep.
I didn't know if I could do that as a reaction.
Nope. It is just, it is a spell. Yep. Mm-hmm.
You got it.
Can I hellish rebuke as a reaction?
Yep. Sure can.
Can we count a spell as a reaction?
It is not a spell. It is just an effect that she's done here. Perfect.
Okay.
However, Nimwin, it is your turn. Give me that hellish rebuke damage when you've got it. After Nimwin, Vandalin's on deck.
Okay. Well, first I'm gonna use my bonus action to cast spiritual weapon, and a big quill will appear with a big pointy metal nib. I mean, it's not metal, it's radiant. Anyway, it's a fancy quill. Go ahead.
Might I just make one small suggestion?
That I praise the Raven Queen, because I got to do that too.
Gotta praise the Raven Queen. And you have 2 aces up your sleeve. I realize that you are an expert at this, but there's a lot going on. That's why I pointed out.
I am not an expert at this.
You still got an ace. You got a wish up your sleeve. And also, as a level 20 cleric, if you use your divine intervention, the Raven Queen will answer you. It's not a percentage chance. She comes when you call. You don't necessarily
I did not know that.
Oh, yes. You don't necessarily have to do that now. Just be advised, that is a thing that you got.
Okay. Well, I'll do spiritual weapon because I have a spell I want to cast this round, and I just figured I'd get it up. But when I cast spiritual weapon, I say, "Oh, my lamentable queen! But I invoke the quill that will write my praises upon you."
Praise be to the Raven Queen. Yes.
And then I would like to cast Holy Aura.
Well, you got to do the spiritual weapon or the Holy Aura. You can't do both level spells.
I thought the whole thing about spiritual weapon was that you could do it as a...
It is a bonus, but if you do it as a bonus, you got to do a cantrip. So it's like only one level spell.
Then I'm not doing it. Apply my Raven Queen praises to Holy Aura.
To Holy Aura. And what does your Holy Aura do?
Okay. Oh, I just had it. I clicked on it and then I clicked away. Okay, here we go.
Divine light washes out.
Light comes out for a 30-foot radius around me, and creatures of my choice in that radius, which I imagine is I'm going to choose all my party members, because I figure we're all pretty close together still.
The whole squad, yep.
Except for Vandalin.
No, I give it to Vandalin anyway because I feel such pity for this poor man. Everyone gets advantage on all saving throws, and all other creatures have disadvantage on attack rolls against them until the spell ends.
Perfect. Excellent.
So everybody gets advantage on saves. All attacks against all of us are at disadvantage.
Perfect. All right. 20 points of fire damage from the hellish rebuke.
26.
26. You notice when it goes off, it seems like it doesn't bother her at all. She doesn't flinch.
Fire and necrotic. Wow.
She did react to the necrotic. She does not react to the fire.
That's okay. I got sort of cast for her next time I'm up.
Perfect. Anything else from Nimwin?
Nope. I've already proved myself incapable of playing a cleric, so that's a check, and let's move on.
Absolutely not. You're doing a great job. It's level 20. A lot's happening here. Is there anything that you would like Gregory to do? I realize you don't have his stat block, but he is at your command.
I'm gonna send Gregory at the baddie.
Hand to God.
I mean, he's got so much going on. He's probably the most powerful out of all of us.
Hand to God. I just rolled another natural 20. So Gregory's first 2 rolls of existing have been natural 20s.
You are welcome.
Hang on. You see, he rolled less good on the other ones, but he has a not insignificant bonus here. You see, what do you say to him, Nimwin?
I point to the what's her name? Sidra
Donier. I say it different every time.
I point imperiously at her and say, "Stop her!"
Yes, I think I shall. And you see, he flies forward, and when he does, you see raven feathers erupt all around him when he does this, and his sword begins crackling with black energy. And I'm gonna cash in his natural 20 on a staggering smite here. So you see, as he just smashes into her, you see she screams and holds her head as he's swinging, and you realize he's not hitting with every one, but he is hitting pretty successfully against her. And I will take into account how much damage he's done over here on her. But Gregory's all over. Vandalin, it's beautiful, but he is no longer doing this in your name, but another's.
Is he he's still got the t-shirt on under the black armor, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, 100%. He's still wearing, well, he's actually, you can't see the mask, looks like a black pot helm, so you can't even tell if he's wearing the Vandalin mask anymore. But it is your turn, Vandalin.
All right. I look directly at Nimwin and I say,
"This isn't over, you absolute monster!"
But he says, "But I have to go." Yes, go ahead.
Could I just say one thing? I apologize. You're being very dramatic here, and I want you to soak up all that scene as much as you can. But I'd be remiss if I didn't say, we hit the goal. There you go.
Yes.
So,
Yay.
I leave it to you, fair donor. Does Gregory live or die? And if you're not willing to make the call, you can put it to chat to vote. Now, we got a little time left. What are we at currently for our goal?
Right now, we've just passed $6,700.
Oh my God.
6,700. All right, y'all. We got a half hour. We got a half hour.
Plenty of time.
If we can get to 7,500, you get to decide if they live or die.
Oh,
I'll update our Tiltify.
Their fate is literally in your hands.
The characters, right? The characters, right?
The characters, yes. You wonderful humans have to come back to suffer again for a good cause at some point in the future. The characters live or die based on you. $7,500. But thank you so very much. Thank you so very much.
Thank you.
Sorry, Vandalin. I apologize for interrupting. Please proceed.
It's all good. After having looked at Nimwin and said,
"We'll pay for this. This isn't over. But right now, there are bigger things at stake. I have to help save my baby boy."
Vandalin is going to draw his sword and charge at the woman that actually. Is he? Yes, he's not even going to do that. He's going to turn and attempt to cast Feeble Mind on her instead. He's not even going to charge. He's going to draw his sword and say, "Have at thee!" and then raise his staff and attempt to cast Feeble Mind on her. So she needs to make me an intelligence saving throw.
Perfect. All right, hang on. Floor dice don't count. Let's see. What does she need to beat?
She needs to beat a 19.
She does not make it. However, you see as she stops and Gregory is all over her here, and she kind of like holds her head for a second and kind of starts to slump to the side. And then she just turns her head and looks at you and says, "I am the Dark Lord here. Things will be as I say." And you see a ripple of darkness goes around her as she uses a legendary resistance to beat your Feeble Mind attempt.
Okay. Then I'm going to say, "Give it to her, Greg!" and give a bardic inspiration to Gregory.
You see Gregory is all over her and he's like, "I understand now. Yes, we must fight for what is important. We must take up the arms of those we care about. We must slay our enemies. And as he starts getting more and more upset, you feel rage coming off of him. And as a part of the Raven Queen's dark blessing, all of you make a wisdom save.
Okay. Oh, I should be good.
At advantage because of holy aura.
Yes.
Yes, and also at advantage because of what he. Yes, advantage.
Okay.
Yes.
31.
Okay.
That is enough.
Oh, 30.
Also enough.
I failed, but I'm going to use one of the net 20s I was given because I got 3 more.
Yes. Okay, go ahead and use it.
If I've already rolled with
27.
27. Or yes. Go ahead.
If I've already rolled with advantage once, can I expend some of my advantage from the pool to try and roll again?
Absolutely.
Okay, because otherwise it'd be a 12.
Use them all.
Okay, they bumped up to a 14. Let me see if I can get it higher than a 14. I cannot. 14. I've used all my advantages.
14. Agnes.
22 for Agnes.
22 and Nimwin.
Also 22.
So the number you needed was 24. So those of you that didn't make it, immediately make a melee weapon attack or ranged weapon attack against the nearest party member. Attack with advantage and +4 to the roll. +4 damage. So if you don't know who's closest, actually you're all right there together. If you can't pick a person, I would just say roll a d6.
I think me and Vandalin were about to fight anyway, so.
Yeah, I'm attacking Nimwin. There's no question.
Yep. Roll attack with advantage and +4 to the damage roll there. I will say, if you would just put in chat who you, well, actually, I guess we should resolve this because you don't know what everybody's AC is. Bloody Mary passed, Finn passed, Shivari passed, Nimwin did not pass.
21.
Is that enough, Vandalin?
To hit me, yes.
Yes. And just give me the attack for now. Vandalin, what was your attack on Nimwin?
My attack was 27.
Yeah.
I'm assuming that's enough.
Oh, 29, actually. 29.
Agnes, who are you attacking?
I'm going to roll a die here because I don't know who I'm closest to. So
you're all kind of together. So roll it.
I rolled a 4. Who do I hit?
I'm going to say from my screen, that is also Nimwin.
Oh my God.
Fair.
Then just give me your attack roll.
All right. So I'm going to hurl a firebolt. And that's going to.
It is melee. Not a spell.
It's melee.
So melee. Melee or ranged weapon, whatever weapon you got. So,
got it. Okay, I thought we could do a ranged spell. Okay.
Nope. For the particular thing he does, he makes you do a weapon attack. The downside to this is he does make you expend your reaction. So that means no counter spells, no hellish rebukes for you 3.
Okay, gonna just crossbow bolt right for the shoulder.
Okay.
That's going to be a 28 to hit.
That's also going to be enough. You guys just put in chat what the damage is there for each other. Was there anything else from Vandalin? That was it, right?
Yeah, Vandalin just hits Nimwin with his staff.
Agnes, it is your turn.
All right, so I didn't put that in chat. All right, what I'm going to do is, there's no need for all this hostility. And I think we should all be able to work something out. And as a show of her goodwill for her party, she is going to use one of the spots on her ring that gives her 3 wishes, and she's going to restore everybody to full hit points.
Oh, that's nice.
That's lovely.
And that will be
Agnes.
Yes.
As you wish to restore everybody to full hit points, you see Cedra Donaire's wounds all heal. All the damage you've done restored as well, along with the rest of you. As you
no.
Everybody.
In my party. In the party. But you said in the party. I meant this party.
That's not what you said. I did say Twilight Zone Monkey Paw School of Witchcraft.
That's true. However, maybe she has a change of heart, and then maybe just maybe she just nods and nopes out of there in good faith.
You see, as all of this happens, Zariel just casually walks up behind you in the midst of all hell breaking loose in this room, and she goes, Wish, the gods are fickle. I should know. Would you like me to, I don't know, kill everyone in the room?
Yes, except for that person, and I like point out each person that I see on my screen right now, plus Gregory. My screen.
Right.
Gregory.
Right. You know, and you see, she just slowly nods, and she's like, that's not counting the solar, right?
You know, I'll let you beef it out with that person individually. I'm clearly I'm not used to doing this, and I'm not very good at it. So
I will point out, as a point of clarification, Vandalin, we did not resolve the solar, so you can start rolling for whatever you wanted to do, and I'll come back to you here in a second. Agnes, what would you like Archduke Zariel to do? As she very much looks around excitedly at this, and her sword and whip flame into existence in her hands.
Well, Zariel is able to horrid touch.
She'll go what over. Can't she do?
Exactly. I'm like looking. I'm like, oh boy. So she will go over to the host of this this shindig, this masquerade, and she'll just put a hand on his shoulder as she casts horrid touch. And now has to make a con save.
All right. Super chill Zariel here. She's got a not insignificant con bonus. Hang on, let me actually have Zariel's stat block right over here. Keep things simple. The Archduke Zariel, sorry, I have to give her proper credit. What the? Oh, okay. Perfect. Let's do this one. She, for your horrid touch. Got it. Ooh. She does have a chunk con save, but she does not make it.
Then she takes 44 points in necrotic damage and is poisoned for a minute.
You see, again, it doesn't seem like her skin changes at all, but she does scream at Zariel's touch and turns and starts shouting something at her in a language that you all don't understand. And Zariel just says, yes, I know, it'll all be over soon, and keeps putting her hands on her while she's burning here.
Yeah, but then she also has a multi-attack?
She can still attack 2 more times after the horrid touch. Yep.
Yeah, so she's just going to flail at her with her melee weapon.
Go ahead and make your attack rolls.
All right. So the first one is 31 to hit.
The more than enough.
All right. So that is 17 piercing damage plus 36 fire damage.
You notice she doesn't burn at all.
Well, that's unpleasant, but she's got one more hit. So let's see if this one makes it. Oh, I don't think this will, because I rolled a 19 to hit.
You see, when Zariel goes to swing at her, she just sort of shimmers a bit and the sword goes completely through her like she's not there. And she just continues shouting at her in that strange language. Anything else from the Archduke?
Nope.
For the Solar, retroactively going back a step.
The Solar
sees the newly transformed Gregory and wrapped in glorious battle here. Brings a tear to his eye, of which is of course black on his pale flesh.
Yes. He says, my liege, jumps forward and inspired is going to attack twice. Does a 23 hit?
Let me double check. A 23 is enough. 23 is exactly what you need, in fact.
Exactly. Okay, great. Well, then she takes 40 points of slashing damage because he hits twice. Yep. And additionally, 45 points of radiant damage.
You do notice when that hits her, it blows holes in her black flesh, but you notice she doesn't bleed. It just like blows and there's nothing there. And then it comes back together again afterwards, but no blood, but it is very much harming her. Excellent. Anything else for the Solar?
Nope, that's all it can do. It has legendary actions, but
that'll be after somebody else. No, we can use them, but it's after somebody else's turn.
All right.
All right. I just want you all to know, again, giving you a little peek behind the curtain here. These wonderful people are all like, I could do this terrible thing, but I don't want it to be too much. And every time I'm like, do it all. Do all of it. Yes. Literally. I'm not going to bust anybody out, but somebody was talking to me about their character and they really were, well, I didn't want to do this because I thought it might be too much. And I'm like, turn it to 11. If not now, when? Do it. Yes. Perfect. Finn was in that 20 at the top. Okay. Bloody Mary, your turn.
Oh, it's me. That works out perfectly. I just finished all my pre-rolls because I had so many nat 20s.
If not now, when?
Yes. So I'm gonna a bow suddenly appears made out of glass and mirror shards, and I draw back as I fling 3 arrows through the air towards Saedra. And I say, "You've messed with the wrong crowd, darling." And I'm going to use 3 nat 20s, including with my sneak attack, as I'm going to steady aim with my bonus action. So this is going to be 67 points of piercing damage for with a magical longbow, and 63 necrotic damage as I activate. While this happens, the glass shards are flying through the air, and as they shatter on her, a spectral form emerges as I activate Wails of the Grave to do additional necrotic damage. And on my physical person, blood starts to seep out of my wounds as my Blood Fury tattoo also activates.
You have put 3 rather large holes in her. Yes. Anything else here?
I'm gonna. What's the layout like? Am I feeling safe in my positioning?
Not even a little bit. No, okay. You're right in the middle of just this grand ballroom where just literally all hell's breaking loose. Zariel is here, so yes, all hell is breaking loose.
All right, I'm gonna rush back 40 feet with my movement to try and give myself a better advantage.
Now,
spot.
67 and 67 is chunk damage, but you did double all the dice on all 3 attacks, right?
Yes, I did.
Okay, all right, okay. Just saying, because it can always go higher. You know?
I didn't roll super well, but still, it was good.
You know, more than enough. Anything else from Bloody Mary?
That's it from me.
Shivani, you notice that while Zariel is fighting, she just turns her eyes and looks at you, and you see flames erupt in her eyes. Give me a wisdom save.
I have advantage on this, so.
Yeah.
Okay, it's 25, but I'll just see how high it can go. Let's see. 29.
25 is more than enough. You very much see her looking at you, and you know she's trying to do something to you, but it doesn't affect you.
Yeah,
she's like,
the joke's on you, because Shivani actually looks like, at this point, a roast chicken that's like on the ground. But as you're watching, it's almost like she's transforming back into herself, but like she's doing like the single ladies dance thing. Like this.
You see other people start doing it, like the jester also
start doing it. Everything. And so becoming the roast chicken to like her, she's going to turn into like this eagle. And the eagle's going to literally fly, you know what I'm going to do, up and above her head as close as she can get, and immediately turn into, of course, the majestic mammoth that she's always meant to be. right
Perfect.
above her head.
Mammoth drop. Good news, bad news, then more good news. Good news is Sadra's underneath the mammoth. Bad news is, actually more good news, Zariel's under the mammoth. Bad news is Gregory is also under the mammoth.
Oh no! Not Gregory!
More good news, Sadra and Zariel failed their saves. Gregory didn't, or did, he succeeded. So as the mammoth is coming down, you see there are a couple of people that were just there dancing, and Gregory turns and looks at them and just says, "Hearken unto me, friends," and swoops them up and dives out of the way. For falling mammoth damage, I'm gonna give you 5d10 here, so that you can roll.
Man.
Again, another sentence I didn't expect to say today, but here it is.
So wait, what do I do for damage for that?
5d10.
Oh boy. And on top of that, I get to add, because it's unarmed, so it's like plus. Ooh, it's like 34 points of damage.
Perfect.
And because of my Warcaster feat, I can use my reaction. I'm an archdruid. I'm not sorry. Never said I was. She would like to cast. Let me think. I can cast.
Well, the reaction is when they do something to you. They got to do something to you that you react to. Yep.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You're ready for it, though.
I was about to say. Yeah, and you still have your reaction because you passed that previous save. Yep. Anything else?
No, there isn't.
A couple of things are going to happen here. What is your AC as a mammoth?
Okay, hold on, let me pull it up. This is interesting for me. The 400 wild shapes I have to include on my.
Yeah, definitely. That's Moon Druid, yo.
It's fun, but it's like right. My AC is 126.
Probably not as a mammoth. They're a bag of hit points. It's probably not 26.
Hit points are one. No, I mean hit points are 126.
Sorry. AC. Sorry, yes.
AC 13. Sorry.
You see from underneath the mammoth, a shadowy hand reaches out and grabs you for 21 points of force damage. And you realize the claws sink into your leg and hold you there. You are restrained. And
I'll sit right here.
Yep. And that is the only thing that happens currently. Although, do you by chance speak, actually, do you speak, what languages do you speak?
I speak common, deep speech, Druidic, and telepathy.
In Druidic, a strange language, in your head, you hear Zariel describing at great length the torments she's going to put you through when you arrive in Avernus. And she's also telling you that if you try and tell Agnes, she's going to deny it. It's just filling your head with this horrific stuff in Druidic.
Oh, she's like, I'm just going to sit here all day. That tickles.
Finn, back around at the top here, unless the Solar wants to use a legendary action, because a lot's happening here, I know.
Yeah, can the Solar, it can, as one of its legendary actions, it can teleport. Yep. Is it allowed to teleport with Gregory to move him to just slightly out of danger?
Absolutely, that's what it's here for.
Okay, then it's going to grab Gregory and teleport 30 feet away.
You see he very much turns around and is like, "No, friend Solar, the battle is that way." And the Solar is like, "I was sent to protect you. I must keep you safe." And the two of them are like going back and forth bickering, especially because Gregory's like the size of the Solar now. Back around at the top, Finn.
Yes.
You see this jester sort of just like tugs on your cape. Like,
oh, what?
I think it wants you to ask it something.
All right,
you can just take its head off. The head can still talk.
Shut up! This could be important. I kind of wave hands at it, like we're in the middle of something. Hurry up!
So, Speak with Dead lets you ask it 5 questions. You can ask it 5 things. It does not give it the ability to just give you vital exposition. But it like points at Sadra and points at itself, and then points at Sadra and points at itself.
Why are you pointing at Sadra and back at yourself?
Because I know her.
How do we kill her?
With violence.
Oh, David. What kind of violence?
Can't argue with that.
Is he doing the single ladies dance?
He's 1,000% doing the single ladies dance. Yes.
Can the rats come in and start doing it behind him?
1,000% the rats can come in and start doing it behind him.
So I'm like magic violence or fist or sword violence.
She's more afraid of being embarrassed.
There's a mammoth sitting on her. Right. That's embarrassing.
And you see he reaches for his mask and yanks his mask off, and he doesn't look like anybody in particular, that he probably was a middle-aged man at some point with dark hairs, but he's very much rotted, and just makes a point of taking the mask off and points at you and then points at her again. You have two more questions. Off.
How do we get her?
Unmask her. Show everyone who she is.
How do we take her mask off?
Violence. And then he puts his mask back on.
It's so extra.
Yeah.
All right. Fine. Since
and you notice, like, as he keeps doing the single ladies things, his wrist is broken and the hand is like rotating all the way around. Like the arms kind of come out of the sockets when he's doing this part. Yeah.
Do I have any questions left?
That is 5.
Okay.
I'll give you one more. It's for charity.
It's for charity. Oh my God. Can you take her mask off?
I might be an undead fool, but I'm not stupid.
All right. Silence. I'm going to do something foolish and brave since it's charity and we have not much time left.
I like where this is headed. Also, it is super up to you guys whether they live or die. Anyway, sorry. I was talking. Sorry.
Since I'm already in dread form, I'm going to just fly straight for her head and use one of my nat 20s because I've got a billion of them to pull her mask off.
Oh, I want you to know something. I roll opposed athletics with advantage, and the die fell on a 20, and the second die bumped it and knocked it off a 20. She literally almost made it. Finn, you see as you're going towards her in slow motion, you see she starts like pulling back like she's going to make it, and you snatch the mask off of her head. And when you do, she screams, and you see the facade of this gown and everything just disappears, and the gown boils away off of her and reveals her to be a horrifying, just red specter. She just has the slightest hint of a face, then just a mouth curled in rage and long clawed hands. And the people in the ball are like, oh, the Red Death, the Red Death, Our Lady is the Red Death. And they start screaming and running away. And she's like, you fools, you know nothing. You know nothing. I will kill all of you. This will all begin again. It will all begin again. I will only use one of your attack actions to unmask her, as you now see her revealed as this ghost. All of you, especially Agnes and Nimwin, that know a thing or two about ghosts, know that if she's a ghost, she's some sort, and of course Bloody Mary, know that if she's a ghost, she's some sort of mortal with unfulfilled business, as she is like screaming and trying to cover her face so nobody can see her or who she is. But I will give you another attack, Finn.
Oh, the Sword of Cass is going to finally get what it wants.
Yes, undead, good, close enough to a lich, I think.
And because we are in charity, and because you all have been so generous, I'm using that last nat 20 to crit on hitting her.
Light her up. Give her whatever you got.
Because with a 19 or 20, the Sword of Cass does crit.
Absolutely. Do your worst, because it's her turn next.
Oh boy.
So that is a D8 plus to. It's going to be a crit. Oh, poor baby. Not really. I got a 8 on a D8, so 10, 20, and then what is the crit damage on this?
It's double dice or double damage, whichever you want to do.
Double dice. So I'm going to, and I grabbed the wrong die at first, so let me correct that.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to be, math is hard on the fly. It's going to be 22 damage from the Sword of Cast.
Perfect.
Because the Sword of Cast doesn't get to do one of its charges, correct?
Correct. Yeah, that has to be the action to like cast a spell or do whatever you're going to do. Yep.
Yep.
Let me just check one thing. Sorry. A lot's happening. I just need to double check something that might be directly relevant.
Ooh, we're not far from our new goal of 75.
We're not. Notice the Sword of Cast deals an extra 2d10 slashing to the undead. So roll another 4d10.
Ooh.
Yep.
Nice.
I'm just, so many dice on my desk. So many. 1, 2, 3. I have so many nice dice on my desk too.
How close are we to that next goal?
We're less than 200 away. Some generous anonymous donor donated $500.
Whoa! Did they make a request?
They didn't pick anything.
A generous anonymous donor. There's still time for other hijinks to happen here, so you can pick a boss monster to help or hinder. $200. It's up to you. Do they live or die, chat? Do they live or die? Do it for charity.
That is 33. Do I double that? Because it was a crit?
No, because it was the 2 dice became 4 dice.
So 33 more damage.
Perfect. It is her turn.
We hit the goal.
Hey!
Yes!
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Chat
This is incredible.
Chat, friends.
Oh no.
It's Sage Donair's turn. We got a little under 10 minutes left.
Oh no.
Did the first of all, fair is fair. Dear production overlords, did the person specify life or death?
They did not specify, but they did choose that the best horror monster is liches.
Ooh, I know where this is headed. Okay.
Oh no.
God.
Good.
No.
Good.
I have the Sword of Cast if you pull a lich out.
Chat. Friends. Charity.
Parody.
We're gonna do this real simple. And I'm gonna sweeten the pot that Gregory's fate is already sealed. Don't worry about Gregory. What's gonna happen is gonna happen to him. Right now, put a 1 in chat if they live, put a 2 in chat if they die. I assure you their death will be glorious. I'm gonna give you like 1 minute. 1 minute. 1 in chat if they live, 2 in chat if they die, and y'all stay out of chat. Your votes don't count.
Too late.
I voted
games.
Put
games. Wow.
Mostly ones.
Let Vandalin be with his sweet Gregory.
I'm legit counting it down. I want you to know.
Should we be campaigning right now?
You're not from Chicago, C&E Games. You only get to vote once.
Hey, C&E Games is like, this is my house. I can vote as many times as I want.
Wow, Banana Monster said 2. Wow. Mandy.
I need to keep tabs
Oh
on all
my
these
God.
twos for later.
Living is glorious.
Mandy, I'm going to see you at PAX. I'm going to remember that.
It's for charity.
Wait a second.
I'm
nothing
excited
personal.
either way.
25 seconds left. 25 here. Yep.
There's no 3 option.
I've seen at least
3 in
one
the chat.
45.
Shall we not count to 3?
That's of course they'll count.
We're taking names.
5 is right out.
Wow, Mandy, wait till we play at PAX. I got you.
I just have to check one last thing.
Bless you.
Perfect.
Someone voted 666, of course.
Yeah.
I can't see
Hi,
chat.
Rick.
And guess who?
Go
What?
ahead. Nope, go for it.
I
It
can't
seems
see
like
chat.
ones are winning.
Yeah.
There's just one person whose vote you didn't account for.
Uh-oh.
And that's mine.
Raven Queen gets a vote.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Because whoever that wonderful person was that put us over the edge said they wanted someone undead. So here's what's going to happen. You all slam into Sadra, and she falls back pummeled. Had it not been for that unfortunately worded wish, she'd be destroyed already.
Damn.
Going back,
See what you did,
covering
Agnes?
her face, and you all hear a voice come from everywhere and nowhere in particular, and says, "This is most disturbing. I granted you power. I granted you immortality. I gave you the opportunity to get revenge. And what have you done, my sweet Sadra?" And you see the shadows begin to part. And she looks like a young woman in a ball gown that is sick with some sort of plague. And she says, "My master, I'm sorry. I just wanted revenge on the nobility, on everyone that had wronged me, on everyone who had lied to me." And you all see a swirling mist, and out of the darkness, you see a gaunt, terrible figure with glowing eyes and pale, sunken flesh in an exposed rib cage with a black book in the middle. And he steps out with his fingers steepled, and he says, "Yes, yes, revenge, death, blah, blah, blah. I assure you, my child, there are worse things than death. Come, you will serve Vecna in another way." And puts his hands on her face, and you see he just begins to absorb her. And looks up at all of you and says, "Finn, you've delivered my old friend the Sword of Cass to me. Look at this glorious assemblage of heroes, servants of the Raven Queen. I think it is time that all of you realize who your true lord and master is here. Zariel, fulfill your debt." And you all see Zariel stand up and say, "Sorry, everyone, just business. I'm sure we're going to have a wonderful time." And you all see the flames of Avernus begin to erupt all around you as Vecna and Zariel rip your 6 souls down into the 9 hells. And I think that is an excellent place for us to stop. Gotta save something for the sequel
Oh my
here.
goodness.
Oh my God.
However,
Avenge my death.
I'd like to turn into a fire elemental.
a slight epilogue. One other thing is going to happen. 1 second here.
I had written out my next praise for the Raven Queen, so I was prepared, but I didn't get to cast another spell.
Well, Nimwin has like a report.
No, I'm like, I'll select praise number 17.
As Vandalin's soul is being torn away, he looks at Gregory and says,
No, I had so many plans for us. Don't worry, I'll find you. Somehow I'll find you.
As you are all plummeting through the depths, one last thing happens. What is it? Yes, I sent you something in chat, Raven Queen.
Oh, I did not see that. Sorry.
We're all like, what? What happened?
Dramatic pause.
Excuse me. Like I don't mean to interrupt this whole dramatic thing you have going on here, but I believe something. I am owed someone something before all this happens. So, Gregory, would you step forward, please?
Yes, my lady. My soul is yours to do with as you will, should you condemn it to hell or into your cold embrace. I only apologize that I have failed in my duties.
Love the groveling. However, you are now a god. It is done. And she just kind of claps her hands. Demigodhood, to be fair and to be exact. So, don't let it go to your head too much.
Yes, if I might, with my first act, I shall descend into the hells and rescue my comrades.
Good, fine, whatever. Nimwin, my dear.
Yes, my Tenebra's overlord.
Love your vocabulary. For your undying loyalty. True godhood. Bam, it is done. Carry on.
Because Nimwin drew not only the jester, but the comet, 2 cards that would have granted her godhood. So for the first time in one of these games, I've made my fair share of demigods. This is the first time I've made my first real god.
This is so bad for everyone.
Which I must ask. I realize you didn't know this was happening. I realize you've been ambushed with this, and you, of course, reserve the right to change a lady's mind. But what is Nimwin going to be god of?
Oh my gosh.
Irritation.
Oh.
Please say sandwiches because it's been a while. We didn't hit the buffet before coming into this battle.
Yes.
Oh my God. I think I'm going to be in reference to what I forced Gregory to do. I think Nimwin will become the god of betrayals.
Very appropriate.
Excellent.
Perfect. And as our heroes hurtle into the flaming void to an unknown end to be determined a different day, that is really a good place for us to stop. So thank you all so much. Thank you all for tuning in. Thank you for your very generous donations. I was saying at the beginning of these things, you never know with charity games. It's like, are we about to raise $500 or $7,500? I have no idea. Let's find out. Thank you so very much. And thank you especially to these wonderful humans that made that possible. Now, before I say who everyone is, I super closed the tab with my script. Is there something I'm supposed to say at the end?
No, you got it.
Perfect. I'm just going to blubber for a minute then. So real quick on the way out here, let's do it this way. We're going to go back around the horn, and then we're going to end with Shar to close this out completely. So we're going to start over there with Finn, who you are and where people can find you.
Hey, I am Tanya Cypher. You could find Finn on Black Dice, but we're done. But there's VODs. Go watch them. Sundays, I am the DM for Rebels Waterdeep. We are in our 14th season. The longest running show that is, for 2 more episodes, still an official WASI show. And we are trying to save our show, so go follow me on Twitter and get that link. And then Into the Motherlands, that B.Dave is my lead developer on, is back as an AP on my channel on Wednesdays, 4 p.m. Pacific. And otherwise, on my channel, doing a bunch of stuff, playing Resident Evil Village and other stuff, because Monday is still Spooky Day. All of my socials are Cypher of Tier, CYPHER, OFTYR. I had to think about it.
I'm just going to say, Kelly, our producer, said in chat that we need a Betrayal Cleric subclass now, and I'm just saying, word is Ginny makes a little bit of internet content. So, like, maybe at some point get around to that. But first, I'm going in the order that you all are on my screen. Shivani.
Oh, me. Hi, everybody. I'm Alicia Marie. You can find me on socials at Alicia Marie Body. I love making costumes, wearing costumes, and I love role-playing games. So thank you for having me, Shar. This has been so much fun. Dave is such an amazing DM, and all these players are like top-notch. So you guys had me rolling. On Tuesday nights, you can find me on the Demi-Plane RPG channel playing Feruza and Children of Erte, and on Fridays on the Be Never Ending channel playing Ravana, who is Shivani's cousin, Cricket, in Radiant Stories. But otherwise, I'm just getting through Halloween commissions so I can sleep, so I can watch Love is Blind and sort of binge it.
I know that feel. Goddess Nimwin.
Oh man, I am Jeremy's new nemesis, Ginny D. You can find me in plenty of places on the internet. I will say, if we're plugging stuff, my annual calendar launches on Tuesday, November 1st. I always work on it for like 3 full months, and I think we've really, I've just worked with some really amazing people this time, and I think it's like the best thing I've ever made. So keep an eye out for that if you want a cool D&D inspired wall calendar for next year. That's all.
Excellent. Jeremy, it's like, what, 1 a.m. down there right now?
Yes, 105.
You're a champion.
I
Vandalin.
DM at 9 a.m. Hello, my name is Jeremy Cobb. I'm 1/3 of Three Black Halflings, also the resident DM of Three Black Halflings. We are a D&D / pop culture podcast. We talk about inclusivity, diversity. We give DM tips, player tips, etc., etc. We have had both Tanya and B.Dave on the show at various points. We'll have to get to some of the rest of you as well. And if you want to hear me DM a little bit, you can go check out Three Black Halflings or just hear some episodes. And if you want to follow me, or if you want to follow Three Black Halflings, you can follow us on Twitter at 3. That's the number 3 Black Halflings. And if you want to follow, yes, you should. And if you want to follow me on Twitter, you can follow me at Jeremy Cobb 1. That is Cobb with 2 B's and the number 1.
Excellent. Agnes, aka the Raven Queen.
Hi everyone. Thanks for tuning in and being so generous. I have been Agnes Bumbles and the Raven Queen. You can find me everywhere at Neurological. You can on socials. You can find me on the Black Dice Society, which now lives in Vaudem. You can find me on a show, a Call of Cthulhu show called Time for Chaos, our Masks of Nyarlathotep campaign on the Glass Cannon Network. You could find me on New York by Night on the World of Darkness channel. That is live. So that's going to be later today at 7 p.m. Yes.
Shout out to the Clan of Kings.
Also Clan Venture over here. And I am nominated for the Game Hers Awards for Cosplayer of the Year, and voting is for the final round is still live for just a couple days. So if you follow at the Game Hers on Twitter, they'll have their link for there. And yes, vote for me, please, and thank you.
Perfect. I've been your humble dungeon master, B.Dave Walters. Again, this one was especially wild as we had breakdancing zombies, hordes of rats, Gregory, who I did not expect to become what he was, but there it is. All hail, first of his name. Doing Idle Champions Presents Hunger of the Far Realms Mondays at 4. We're only 2 episodes in. You can binge it real quick, get caught up to it with us for a wonderful cast there. Also, today is the last day to pre-order my masterclass, which goes live tomorrow. Doing one for storytelling, one for playing. If you want to learn how it is that I do banana stuff like this and how you can too, and hopefully better, it's at the undisputedacademy.com. Also, there is a pin post at the top of my Twitter at B.Dave Walters. The price goes up tomorrow, but the value is infinite. Take a look. I appreciate it. I appreciate you. I didn't say that at the top because I didn't want to take any of your potential hard-earned money away from the charity. But now, maybe you want to get Jenny's calendar. Maybe you want to check out my thing. We all have wares to peddle. Take a look. And I hand us over to Bloody Mary to take us out.
But before you do that, you must tell chat. Everyone is asking, what was the card that got put back in the deck of many?
Oh, yeah. I'm glad you mentioned. Oh, sorry.
Echoing.
That is the voice of a god. The other one was Donjon, where you're imprisoned, which I have done. The reason why I buried it is we were so early, like you were still meeting each other, like we hadn't had an inciting incident yet, and then it's like also you're in a cage now. It's like it just if it had come up later in the story, I'd have done it, but it was a bit abrupt for the first 15 minutes. That's why I didn't just bury it. The only ones I actually bury are I tend to bury Talon, which makes you lose all your items that you possess. All magic items disappear permanently. And Ruin, the one that the rat got, where you just lose all your stuff. And losing all your stuff, sometimes I let play, but losing all your magic items, that's just not fun. You know what I mean? Like that's kind of the point, is that we've all got to go, Christmas shopping, and then it's like, would be a real shame if you didn't get to use any of it. So yeah, anything else I pretty much let ride though.
So thank you all so much for coming. I'm Charlene Bayer, the DM of Tabletop Titties, a queer and feminist TTRPG show on Twitch.
Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt. I'm sorry.
No, go for it.
Somebody asked what happened to the rats in the getaway vehicle. Oh, they live happily ever after. Like there's a whole buffet.
They still gotta avenge that one rat.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
Yes.
this was just a great day for the rats of Dimitliu. I apologize. My French accent is terrible, but it wasn't a French accent. It was the Dimitliuan accent, which made it flawless. So there you go. Sorry, I'm really gonna be quiet now. Please continue.
Yeah, that's okay. I mean, if you want to hear more of B-Dave, B-Dave's been on Tabletop Titties, so has Noura, Jeremy. It's a real fun time over there. But I also work at WAVAW Rape Crisis Center, and I need to tell you, with our new final number, over $7,000 was raised today, which is incredible. And that's equivalent to 218 hours of WAVA's 24-hour crisis and information line. You are funding the resource that survivors can go to whenever they're in crisis, whether that be the moment after or 20 years down their healing journey. If they're feeling something, they can call us and get emotional support, information, referrals, and that phone line, we never say no to a call. Wherever you are around the globe, we'll help you where you are at. Thank you so much. Thank you everyone for participating as players, and all our donors for the prizes that were given, and everyone in chat that was donating to affect our game. You are all so, so incredible. We couldn't do it without you. And last but not least, I'll thank B.Dave Walters for being the champion of streaming for survivors. You always come through for us, and we are so grateful for that.
Dang.
I will just say this one last thing, and this is a slight spoiler alert for Dimitliu. So if you're playing a Ravenloft game, plug your ears right now. Just so you guys know, because this is charity. Normally I would just leave you hanging, but I left all of them hanging, so I can tell you this. Her deal is basically Dark Cinderella. She came to the ball, got crossed over, swore revenge, and became a Dark Lord. So that's her story. It's kind of metal, honestly. Yeah. All right. And with that, thank you all for tuning in. Thank you all so very much. Inevitably, we are going to do this again soon. I got to find a way to make it even darker and spookier next time. Or maybe we'll just find out what happened to these fine people in the halls of Avernus. I guess we'll find out. But until next time, happy Friday. Thank you, and we'll see you next time.